It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, welcome back in. Little Thursday here on Rothman and Ice. Adam King from 10 TV in for the Iceman today. The Bake Show at the Switches. Good to see you, my man.
It's always great to be here. Nice and comfy in this studio. I'm getting settled in. I just absolutely love it.
First of all, you know what? Every time you walk in here, the show goes off the rails. But let me tell you something. First of all, I can hear the guy next to me has something hanging around his neck, and it's some sort of apparatus that is cooling him off. He's wearing a portable fan. It's kind of like those people at a golf course that wear the hats that have the fans in them. Let me tell you something.
You jealous?
I know it's a little warm in here, but it's usually freezing.
It is normally freezing in here.
So as a typical TV guy, he says, I'll be back in a second. And he comes back with a portable fan wrapped around his neck. And this is a real deal, folks. He goes, well, I'm a sweater. Well. And I can hear it.
Well, I'm going to have to turn it off then.
Bake, can you hear it?
I can.
Don't send it into the microphone, big fella.
I've got just one ear on in here,
he's
though.
wearing a necklace like Flavor on his neck, but it's a fan.
So here's the deal. I'm a sweater on air. And so what I like to do is...
Flop sweat?
Well, yeah, it gets bad. It gets bad out there. I get a shiny forehead. And so I have...
That's what the makeup was for.
Well, the makeup runs. And so then I go in between breaks and, just give yourself a little nice fan atmosphere. You feel a lot better. It is about 100 degrees in this room. And so I just, it's just because you're jealous that I have a fan, Anthony. I mean, come on. It's getting ridiculous.
I feel rather comfortable right now.
You feel comfortable now. In about 10 minutes, you're going to be sweating.
A human heat pump.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's interesting. That, I know that there are times on the air before that you've been sweating so much people were calling the station. But, and I said, you mean your segment was that bad? And you said, no, they were concerned. They thought I was having a heart attack.
Yeah, it happens a lot. There are a lot of moments where people go, wow, I really like his coverage, but I can't get over the fact that currently sweat is dripping onto the microphone and we can hear it. That's when people get a little... They're like, we'd like to not hear your sweat, if that's okay. That's kind of rule number one.
Come on, let's sweat. You could have your own theme song. So this is what we had planned. We had planned to call Dave Biddle over at Buckeye practice at 12:33, bottom of the hour. That's when I thought that Ryan Day was going to be speaking at 11:33, 35 minutes ago. Apparently, so I do the apparently kid. By the way, the apparently kid now is like, what is he, like 20? I don't even know.
Apparently, yeah. I've never been on live television before.
I love that kid.
It's
Nolan
phenomenal.
Ritter. It may be my favorite segment ever.
Yeah,
but he's old now, remarkable. And that's sad. It is sad. Couldn't we just keep him that way? Just stunts his growth?
Yeah.
Here, kid, pack a cigarette, smoke up.
We have him in that one little clip at that age forever.
So apparently, Ryan Day is not speaking yet, and is practice not even over yet, Bake?
So, go ahead.
Is he talking right now?
He's not talking yet, but you can hear them in the room now, so they are getting ready. Practice must be wrapping up, and they're getting ready for him to go on.
So practice just ended. He'll be at the podium shortly. So there's a rule.
How do you know practice?
So there's a rule at practice for media. If I wasn't with you, I would be over there. And so you're not allowed to tweet, send any photos or anything until practice ends. And now, all morning, my timeline has been quieter than I've ever seen it on Twitter. And just now, things are starting to roll in from practice, which means that the moratorium on tweeting has been lifted.
So you're telling me, and I remember this rule from years ago, but you're telling me that if there's an injury or something great,
yes,
Will Howard just throws a laser beam 40 yards outside the numbers, right on Jeremiah Smith's hands, and you're like, wow, the new combination is here. You can't tweet about that until...
You cannot. And so it's interesting, like this weekend, JT Tuimoloau went down it was just for 3 minutes. He got back up. He's okay. But he was on the ground for about 3 minutes, and fans could watch practice.
Oh, they were tweeting.
And they were tweeting. but we could not tweet, which I understand, and that is the reason why. Because if you tweet out, if your instant reaction is JT Tuimoloau is down, that's going to catch a lot of eyes.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, he was up 4 minutes later. He was fine. He was, and so.
But tweeting is current stuff. You're not making a definitive statement about him. You're just stating a fact. He's down and he's not getting up. That's a fact. He may eventually get up. You hope he does.
I'll take it from the alternative, which is you don't get to watch practice.
Yeah. Well, those other people paid to watch. You didn't.
I was getting paid to watch.
They're allowed to tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not you weren't giving money to Ohio State to watch practice.
No,
maybe that's what they should do. Charge per tweet.
Or you just pay the $50 and then you can tweet whatever you want. Jerry, I have paid the $50. I will tweet out.
They yank your credential, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
By
the way, when did you put that sponge on the microphone? When I wasn't looking?
I did. Yeah, I realized I didn't have the mic sponge on, and I thought, well, I'm not going to have people hear my spit all day long. So
and the sweat.
You can't have the sweat and the spit. Yeah.
Not so sure the Ryder Cup quarter zip with the Tiger Woods hat is working for me.
You know what?
Feels like it's kind of a counter. And
have I told you my thought on suits? The reason I wear suits every day when I come in here? It's adult granimals.
Mm-hmm.
I walk into my closet every day. I grab a white shirt and a suit, and I out the door. It's perfect. The first time that you see me when I try to build my own outfit, you hate it. I'll be back.
I said the word
in the
hate.
break. I'm going to go change.
Yeah. No, it's just interesting.
You don't think Tiger Woods ever played in the Ryder Cup?
You got the navy quarter zip with the black Tiger Woods hat. Okay. We'll see, baby.
It's because my hair's not done. I'm moving right now. I'm in the midst of a move.
I've not done my hair.
Yeah, my hair's not done.
All right, so let me ask you guys a question then. Do we want to actually try to secretly dip into the Ryan Day presser now that actually it's going to go on during our show? Like, do you guys think we should do that?
Is that possible?
Do we have to pay for that?
I think we could do it. I've got it hooked up in here.
He's not at the podium yet, though.
He's not there yet.
So here's what we may do. So eventually we'll take a commercial break, and then we'll have to come back, and then maybe we'll see if he's talking by then, and we'll do it. What are the odds that he says anything definitive about his quarterback pecking order? Chip Kelly said the other day that there's no lean to a front runner, although we know there is.
It is. So I've got him pulled up here waiting on he's still not there. I will say it is 100% Will Howard. What are we doing? What are we doing? I get it. Ryan doesn't have to give us an answer. And I understand that, you can say that the rolling of quarterbacks was happening, but we saw 4 days of practice. We saw 2 real days of 11-on-11 practice. And Will Howard took every single snap with the ones on Sunday, except for one, which didn't go to Devin Brown. It went to Julian Sayin, and he threw a pick six. And so,
they're picking the spring game too.
So I think Julian Sayin.
I know
he's phenomenal.
I'm just saying.
And I'll tell you this: I don't think the conversation is who is the starting quarterback. I think the conversation might be who's the backup quarterback. And if it's the Akron game tomorrow, it's going to be Devin Brown. And because you just do that because it's fine that way. But if it's the Oregon game and something tragic happens, we hope that doesn't happen. I wouldn't be surprised to see that dun, 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 and then Julian Sayin comes in.
What was that music?
That's one of my favorite walkout music from Diaz with the Cubs. That's what he runs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The closer.
The trumpeter.
The trumpeter.
The Mets.
The Mets.
It's the Mets.
The Mets. I said
Edwin
the Cubs. I'm thinking blue.
Yeah.
Okay,
now
don't ask me about baseball.
Yeah. Thank you. We won't. Wasn't on the agenda today.
AR's having a bad week in fantasy.
You play fantasy baseball?
I do. Yeah. I like fantasy baseball. I like something for every day. I think it's great. And I like looking at my lineup, staring at my lineup, talking to my players, managing my lineup. Maddie wanted me to drop this guy the other day, and then he had the greatest game of his life. So I'm glad I didn't do that. But, yeah, no, it's a nice little fun little journey. The problem is these seasons bleed over into each other, and so the seasons are too long. So we still be managing fantasy baseball during fantasy football. I don't like that, but here we are.
I'll say this. I have too many. I'm that guy. I have too many fantasy football leagues at this point.
No, see, I only want one league.
I just keep saying yes, And I looked the other day, and so the nice thing is all but one of them are on Sleeper. I don't know if I love Sleeper. But it used to be I had just 2 leagues on Sleeper.
I don't know what that means.
Now I have 7 plus another. So it's gotten out of control. It's like the scene in Bridesmaids when she takes the dogs from the party. 7 was too many. 7 was too many. You don't get that joke, but there's someone laughing out there right now.
No, I know the movie.
Melissa McCarthy.
No, I know the movie. She took the little puppies.
Mm-hmm.
But
you don't like my joke?
No, I don't think it was a joke. It was an observation about a movie.
Okay.
I don't know if it was an actual joke.
Okay, I apologize.
It was a great analogy.
Won't happen
I think
again.
it was an analogy.
Won't happen again.
Be official. So,
what's going on? Oh, they're trying to fix the AC.
When Maddie gets when Maddie gets a bet wrong, or we all get bets wrong, but when he gets one wrong, and I mention it, he'll go, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And I usually look over at him and say, "You say I'm sorry, and that you'll do better next time." That's really what it is.
Well, I apologize, and I'll do better. I'll do better next break.
Yes. All right. So we're awaiting Ryan Day. Listen, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I feel like let the quarterback thing play out as long as he wants. Keep lighting a fire under the other guys. Everybody knows. The people that are supposed to know probably know. I don't care. That's fine. It's stuff for us to talk about. I think keep the race going. Keep the interest going. All I'm doing is observing that every time something needs to be said from a quarterback position, it feels like Will Howard's doing it.
Yeah.
That's all. He's he's the leader. He's the team spokesman.
I think the biggest thing, if you want to know what's going on at fall camp right now, the biggest thing for me is that Will Howard was the leader coming into fall camp. But I don't think it was the leader because
of his bank account.
Yes, well, it wasn't his bank account. It was.
Is he the leading money winner?
That's
amongst the quarterbacks.
I think that Will Howard has finally, and he was good in spring ball. I think he's turned the corner to great for the Buckeyes right now. He's understanding the offense. He's making more plays.
You've already got him going from good to great from the spring game?
Yeah.
We haven't seen him play a real game yet?
Well, I'm saying, yes, I think he's great. I think that he will.
How would you describe the Great Gatsby? Great.
I think it was good.
His record as a starter in 4 years at K-State was 15-12.
He was playing with K-State
That's
players.
what I'm telling you. He's on a lot better team and all the rushing touchdowns, but the 59% passer is something that needs to come up. It should.
Did you hear what he said the other day?
What's that?
He said, I don't need to be a hero. I just
I want him to be Johnny Moxon. There goes my hero. I want to be able to No, not that one.
Oh.
And Bake doesn't care about not playing music, but I think it's There Goes My Hero is the better song.
There goes
That's
my
it.
hero.
If Will Howard plays well today, I'll try to sneak that in. A little Johnny Moxon, Will Howard. All right. I guess he hasn't spoken yet,
He's
which is
still
great
not at the
timing
podium.
for us. So when we come back, you may hear Ryan Day live, and you'll be a big hit with your friends when you do. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Billiards Plus has everything for the master griller in your house. Come to their showroom, open the lid, and feel the difference in their grills. Professional top quality equipment at great prices with a huge selection ready to go home with you. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Pella has forever been known for the best of windows, Wilson, but our doors just as game-changing.
Yep, same with us.
We've got traditional and modern options, but also some really innovative stuff like big, bold colors or tuck-away sliding doors.
But do you have the give it a little kick to open it door?
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yeah, you got to give it a good little kick to open it.
Get the windows and doors that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted. PellaColumbus.com.
Driving plays a big part in driving the local economy. It helps us all get where we're going and creates good jobs close to home. At Synovus Energy, our refineries in Toledo and Lima are a reliable domestic source of gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. Plus, more than 2,300 employees and contractors work for us here in Ohio. See how we're helping local communities move forward at Synovus.com.
Bo Bishop here. High Bank Distillery Co. is the most awarded distillery in America at the 2024 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Stop by your local liquor store to grab a bottle or their 2 restaurant locations in Gahanna and Grandview. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
We don't talk politics on the Fan. We'd rather talk about things that unite us, like the exciting Buckeye season ahead and pizza. How about the rebirth of the Jackets and pizza? Your home of the Buckeyes, Jackets, pizza, and no politics. The Fan.
When there's a United Dairy Farmers nearby, fan favorites are too. Score a set of 6 Cincinnati Reds player cups for $19.99. Ellie, Green, India, Steer, Diaz, and McLean cups only at UDF while supplies last.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
End the summer with Zoombezi Bay. Soak up the sunshine and dive into an unforgettable experience for the whole family. Get your tickets now and make your final splash at ZoombeziBay.com.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
When the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to check in on the weather report. Today, partly cloudy with a high around 89. Tonight, we'll see a few showers early. Otherwise, a dry evening with a low around 68. 85 and partly cloudy on your Friday, and then 80 and sunny on your Saturday. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Both of these guys wear baseball hats every day, and it's because their hair is sewn into them. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, welcome back in. Awaiting Ryan Day, preseason camp.
Glad I wore a baseball hat with that intro.
Yeah. You changed hats. You should have told me. Yeah, I should have waited to see when I noticed. It's amazing.
It's going to be a bit. I'm going to change hat.
Where's the fan? By the way, they told me they fixed the air conditioning. I'm kind of sad about it. For the first time, it's a little cozy in here, and it's not bad.
You think that I can just waste the fan's battery like that? If the AC's coming on, that fan is precious, okay? You can't just be used willy-nilly.
I think we need to wrap that fan around your neck again and let's take a picture, at least so people can see it. Maybe they saw it on YouTube. I don't know. Did you put it away?
It's just on my desk.
All right.
It's just on my desk.
We'll need to do that. I'm very sad that they fixed the AC. I'm surprised they fixed it during our show.
It is so hot in here right now. It is insane.
Listen, all I'm saying is you're going to be glad because in the third hour when the pit stains were going to come, you were going to be like, all right, I'm out of here. Do the show remote.
Feel perfectly gold bonded up today, all talked up, ready to go. So every time that Will Howard goes to a microphone, he just sounds like a leader. He does. All I'm waiting on is now the execution and everything from this season. Yes, they've given everything to him that he could probably want. Another year to impress in the NFL, a chance to win a national title, all the talent around him he's ever dreamed of, and perhaps maybe all the money he's ever dreamed of. So he's got it all, except he hasn't done it yet. He hasn't earned it yet. And he does feel a sense of urgency with just the one chance to do it this season.
Yeah, it's different. It's obviously you're coming into a new system, you're having to learn things, but, it's a lot faster. And, the way I looked at it, was, if my goal is ultimately to make it to the NFL, this is what I'm going to have to do at the next level. So I think it was a really good opportunity for me to learn how to learn fast and how to, pick things up. And I think Coach Kelly and Coach Day have done a really good job of just making things easy to understand and easy to pick up. And, the more reps I've gotten, the more comfortable I've become. So, it's been great. And the more that I just throw to these receivers and just get around these guys, the more we're coming together and becoming a team. And it's cool to see. And we just got to keep doing it and keep practicing as hard as we've been.
So here's the thing. I really don't know how good he is, but I think he has a football player's mentality. I think the level up that Ryan Day wanted at that position was somehow I'm going to go get it. And because every time he needed the go get it guy, he had to put Devin Brown in there, which, to Devin Brown's credit, if he already is that guy, if he can be a good quarterback, a good thrower, then he would win the job. But he hasn't stayed healthy enough to prove it. I assume he's been healthy enough this spring and into the fall camp where he's got a legitimate shot. But if they're financially invested in Will Howard and they feel like his maturity and his experience is the missing link, then why wouldn't he get the first right of trying to earn this team's trust? The question is, how much, Adam, do the other quarterbacks get in the first 3 games to, I guess, solidify the pecking order you're talking about?
Well, I think the interesting thing is, and as I said before the break, I think you're going to see Will, then you'll see Devin, because I think that's the easiest thing to do. You don't ruffle feathers that way. And I think you'll see Devin get a lot of playing time. I mean, Ryan wants to give that to him. He's been here. He's stuck around the program. You're going to make sure he's out there. The question is, do you have enough time? Do you have a half of a fourth quarter to get Julian in there? And I like Lincoln a lot. I think Lincoln Keenholz is a great guy. I think the nice thing about that room is they're all good guys. They all want to compete, and they're all good enough to play. I just don't know that Lincoln Keenholz has a spot at this point. And I feel for him, because when he was coming in, he was, everyone was so excited for him. And it's just kind of the way that things have kind of gone is that it's Devin and Will. And Lincoln's getting those third team reps, and you're looking at next year and you're thinking it's Julian's year, no question. So Ryan says they want all 5 of those guys. You can't play 5 quarterbacks, and you really hope you don't have to play 5 quarterbacks. So I think we're seeing a world where, like Aaron Nolan, he's not even getting reps in the 11-on-11. He's just not. There's just not enough to go around. And so you're looking at Julian, Lincoln, Devin, and Will going through it. And that's that's just, there's only one football. There's only one guy that can take the snap.
Yeah. They want to run the quarterback in the red zone.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they have 2 amazing running backs that they could have that. But it's like the math. When you have 10 hats blocking for one guy, it's better. When you take the quarterback out of the equation, you lose one aspect of that. Chip Kelly calling the plays. He wants that ability to run the quarterback in the red zone. And, Ryan Day's a big stay-on-schedule guy. Get 4 yards on first down. Get to a manageable third down and all that. That's what this team is about. They want to be able to manage this team. I watched all the quarterbacks like you did in the spring game, and, it's very difficult to find any reason to kind of put one over the other, except the fact that Lincoln was the one who got scolded for taking the sack in the red zone. He's the one that was live on Big Ten or Fox, or it was on Fox, saying you have to understand the situation. Mm-hmm. He was the only one that kind of got ripped by Coach publicly on the air, but because he didn't throw it away in the red zone, and he should get ripped for that. But it was a touch sack. It wasn't the mindset of a quarterback when I know I'm not going to get tackled is maybe I have a little more time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's hard. I just think you're right. I think the obvious here is what we've been saying. You got a 6'4", 240-pound quarterback who's played 4 years, who can run the football, and if he's efficient and he knows where to go with it, then all of a sudden you've just bought all of that experience. I think we'll have to probably stretch this to a commercial and then come back and take him, because we'll be too close to the gun. We'll get the bulk of it.
It's just interesting. You guys are talking about the quarterbacks, and the very first thing he was asked about them, and he said the past couple of days that Devin and Will have been getting a lion's share of the quarterback reps. He said that Will has really taken a command of the huddle and the offense, and he said that there's no decision been made yet.
Okay.
There you go.
So that's him saying, I just don't want to say it yet. I'm giving you some hints that we have a guy here that's taking command.
Which is what you want. You know what, Ryan? I think if you put Ryan on a lie detector and said, what is the one thing you want in your quarterback? I think he just wants a gamer. I think he wants a guy that you can put in there and say, every play, I know that if the world breaks down around him, he's not going to just give up. He's not going to throw the ball away when he doesn't have to. He's going to try to do something. And that's kind of what we saw. Remember CJ against Georgia? That was a gamer right there. I mean, that was a guy that was going to do everything in his power to make sure that they didn't go back to the bench. And I think that's what Ryan wants from these guys.
Yes, it was drilled into CJ for a month. This is your chance.
This is it.
And they had a chance also to right the ultimate wrong and go win a natty.
Well, Howard's got 1 year. This is your chance. He said the other day he wants to go pro.
All right. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with Ryan Day, who is just inching his way to the podium. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Men, you already know that as we age, low testosterone can cause many issues, including decreased energy, bad sleep, a lower sex drive, and more. And if you're like most men, getting treated for low T can truly change your life. But it's also important where you get treated, because your health matters, and a quality medical practice that has true expertise in men's sexual health can help you get the best outcome. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, the leader in treating low T and other men's sexual health issues in the area. And if you're feeling like I just described and haven't yet sought treatment, or if you're not satisfied with the treatment you're currently receiving, I'd invite you to call us. At Tri-State Men's Health, our expertise is men's sexual health. It's all we do. We've successfully treated thousands of men for low T, and we offer a true 5-star experience that is like no other. If you're like most men, you'll be astounded at our service and at the results of our treatments. So make an appointment today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Have you ever heard someone say that they just don't make or do things like they used to? While that may be true for many things, there is one company who strives to deliver the customer experience and quality product that we all reminisce about. And that company, well, it's Newman Roofing. You can read it time and time again in their reviews, how much they truly care about their customers and the roofs that they install. And I should know, they installed a roof for me and my family, and it was tremendous. Their sales team was fantastic, and the quality was phenomenal. They strive to leave the home as they found it. And some customers say they even leave it cleaner than it was before, and I can second that. Not only do they install a quality product that is going to protect your home and family for years to come, but they also walk away leaving you feeling confident that you hired the right company. Whether you need a roof repair or replaced, call the company that families have been trusting for 32 years, and that company is Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Having your fantasy football league draft party at your house? Order Giannino's Family Feast and make it your fantasy football league feast. Giannino's, with locations in Pickerington and Westerville.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Murphy Tractor and Equipment is your source for John Deere construction equipment rental. We rent high-quality equipment and attachments with add-on options in TopCon precision construction technology. Whether you need 1 week or 6 months, we rent a variety of equipment to help you get the job done. All our rental equipment is fully serviced, fueled, and ready to get to work. Let Murphy Tractor be your first choice for your construction equipment rental needs. Visit us online at murphytractor.com.
At Lowe's, we know how to save pros time and money. Save 20% on 1-gallon cans and 5-gallon pails of Valspar Defense or Cabot Stain. Plus, save 15% on your choice of 6 or more Purdy items. And get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 8/21. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See store or Lowe's.com for details. Must be single receipt purchase. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns to turnovers, and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Finding the sweet spot between the over and the under. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Sweet spot between an over and under is a push. I don't like that.
That's not a sweet spot. That you get your money back and you go, why did I sweat for the last 4 hours?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe the free drink. All right, so there is a little news about a virus that's going around the offensive line, though. Nothing horrible, but I did hear that part of it. Said there's some virus that has attacked his offensive line. So there were several of them that weren't at practice today. Simmons, Hinsman, Fitzpatrick, a couple others checked out, like came to practice and then said, I got to go, that kind of deal. But Ryan Day is at the podium. He did mention, as we said to you last segment, and I thought the interesting phrase was that no one has won the job yet at quarterback. But like you said earlier, he went right to Will Howard. Right to Will.
He just started talking about Will's taking command. Will's done this. I really like what Will's doing.
And he wasn't asked about Will.
And he was not. He was just asked about the core. Although, I will say the question was, Will took all the first-team reps. But even then, to say, like, hey, Will's kind of really just taking control of this thing. It's interesting. And it's also interesting he separated himself from Julian Sayin. I thought that was a big thing.
All right, Bake, on the slide, do your magic, and let's dip in live, and we're not even there.
Center field, Jeremy Birmingham, the podcast, Kings of the North.
Ryan, how hard is it with, as good as the secondary is and as confident as they are out there, how difficult does that make evaluating quarterback play, but also the wide receiver depth to see who's really taking the steps they need to? Because it seems like to complete a pass out there requires an absolutely perfect play.
No, I don't think so. I think, our guys have been very aggressive and they've challenged a lot of throws, but the good teams we're playing are going to be the same way. So that's the standard. And, that, as you know, we say about this all the time, iron sharpens iron. I think Denzel built so much confidence. I asked him the other day, who's the best player, you've gone against since you've been here? And he was, he mentioned the guys that are on our team. So it's vice versa. If you can get open and catch a ball in a fade against IGB or Denzel, or catch the ball over middle, or work a vision and break against Caleb Downs or Lathan Ransom or Jordan Hancock, then you're going to be pretty good against most of the guys in the country, and it builds confidence that when you can do it. I think the thing that I appreciate is every day these guys are bringing it. Every day when there's a competition and it's nasty out there, it's gritty, and. I think right now there's probably more depth in the back end on defense than there is a wide receiver, and so we need some of those guys to step up. But we will. The good news is, again, if you can do it in practice against our defense, then you can do it in a game, and then you can prove to the coaching staff you deserve to play. And I think that's a motivating factor for our guys.
Fourth row right, Cameron T. Robinson, The Athletic.
Right. In media days, you mentioned Brandon as somebody that you feel when you're out there.
Yeah.
And we've been able to see him healthy, obviously, now, and can is really cooking out cuts. How much does that add versatility to what you guys can do with him? Because he can do so many different things.
Well, you've heard people talk about almost building a basketball team, different sizes. And when you look at, Carnell and Emeka and Jeremiah, and then you look at Brandon, I mean, they're all different sizes. And Brandon's built low to the ground, but just super competitive. I mean, we say this all the time, like, can you see a guy play? Yeah, but can you feel a guy when he's out there? You feel 11 when he's out there. It's just the way he plays. And he's competing his tail off, and he's jawing back and forth with a guy. He loves the competition, and I just like that part of his game. And he has toughness. I think when the ball's in his hand, he's a strong runner. He's played some quarterback in high school. He's played some running back in high school. I mean, he's done a lot. He can return. He's very versatile that way. So, if he continues to build, and he's not perfect. I mean, there's things he's got to get better at, but we're going to count on him to be a key contributor this year.
Right next door, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Row.
Ryan, I saw Dante Armstrong get into a little bit of a pushing match with one of the guys. Saw Davison get into Jeremiah's face after a pass breakup. Do you like seeing that intensity right now? Is that something that you don't want to encourage guys to be fighting on the field? Like, are you seeing that intensity that you want to see in practice Saturday? You know, these guys seem to be pretty tired at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's different between, getting tired and throwing a punch and getting thrown out of a game or breaking your hand. That's just complete undiscipline, It's another thing when you're just going so hard that you're going to be John and pushing and being edgy and playing all the way to the edge of the whistle. Like, that's what we want right there. And, our guys aren't going to back down from anybody. And that has to be that mentality every day when you're out there. And you have to bring it. And so, we're not going to have guys running from the sideline, getting into it. We have a protocol for that. We've talked to our team about that. And, we can't be, whatever we're doing in practice, we're going to do in a game. And so we can't get penalties for undisciplined behavior. But at the same time, we're going to go really, really hard in practice and push each other. And there's not one guy on that field that's going to back down. So, what you saw out there in practice is what we're looking for in terms of intensity.
Austin Ward, podcast.
How has this illness with the offensive line impacted the evaluation or position battles, or even just the way you practiced the first week? It
hasn't really affected us yet. It did a little bit today. We had a couple things show up, and so a couple guys on the offensive line had to double up, and I called them out after practice and gave them a shout out because that wasn't easy. It wasn't all perfect, but they were tough and gritty and really gutted it out. If this continues like this, then it is going to have an effect. If we can kind of flush this out here pretty soon, then I think it'll be just a bump in the road. So we'll see how this weekend shakes out.
Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah, we saw Jeremiah was named one of the 10 Ironmen or whatever, which as a freshman I'm sure is impressive. You've been very careful to not want to kind of add to the hype, but is it to the point now where it's like, there's no denying it? And just his battles with IGB, for example, how much does that make him better?
Yeah, he loves it. We were up in the training table the other day, and so that's why I came here, to get better. And I'm going against these guys and learning about myself, and I love his spirit. He's so competitive. For somebody who's as talented he is, first off, he's strong, and he's powerful, and he's big, but it's his work ethic to me that just jumps out. He's physically tough. Physically he'll get after you, but also when he gets out there, very, very few MAs for a young player. He takes his game very, very seriously. He puts the work in off the field, and if he doesn't, make the play, he's hard on himself. And so, rare do you find somebody who's as talented he has, but has really good discipline and skill at that age. So we haven't played a game yet, but he's building a lot of respect amongst his teammates for sure.
Right behind him, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
It's just funny watching you deal with that. August 31st is going to be very interesting.
I was right here when we heard he was coming, right?
Yeah, no. It's like,
well, that was why.
It's like you almost fainted about the kid. Wow. It's like, I don't want to go there anymore. I get it, but it's just going to be funny August 31st. When you're evaluating quarterbacks, whether it's when you brought guys in the portal or in recruiting, when you're watching film, you brought up special trait a lot. I know it's very early to talk about that, but when you're watching film, there's probably something you identify with and you go, I can work with that. With Will, when you were watching him at Kansas State and you saw what he was doing as a quarterback, passing the ball, what did you see in his game that made you go, I can work with that?
I saw some poise in the pocket that is hard to teach. Size that could see over the line, accuracy, and then the ability to pull it down and run. Those were probably the top things that we recognized in evaluating his film.
Bill Landis, the podcast, Kings of the North.
Kind of building off that, I guess, I feel like you do notice when you watch Will, it's like subtle movements in the pocket sometimes just buy him a lot of time.
Yeah.
Is that just experience? Is that innate in guys? Or even thinking about the young quarterbacks you have, like with Aaron Julian.
That's a good question.
Can he coach them up on stuff like that?
No, it's a great question, and I think about these things a lot. I remember when each guy's a little bit different, but let's take Justin for example. That first spring, the minute he felt a rush, he would just start scrambling. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I mean, he was out of the pocket fast. And so, we just made a rule. You're not allowed to scramble. You have to stay in the pocket. You have to slide. Because the difference, like Tom Brady couldn't scramble really. And so what did he do? He still extended plays. How did he do that? He slid in the pocket. He found the soft spot. He could feel when a 3 technique was in his face, and then he would just slide to buy himself a little bit of time. When guys are more athletic and they can escape, they find themselves using that as a tool, which is fine. But we kept him in the pocket. And then with CJ in high school, you could see that his offensive line at times wasn't great, and so he had to stand in the pocket, and he would stand in the pocket. And that was something he even got in high school, and then he learned it more when he was here. And I think with young guys, especially with all the 7-on-7 that goes on, it's so unrealistic, And I think sometimes, they train a little bit different at quarterback, where and it's hard because when you're working with a quarterback, you want to help them learn that you have to move in the pocket, but sometimes you move so much that you don't need to move in the pocket. You were fine. You were protected. There's this rhythm that you have to feel. You can't look at the rush. You have to feel the rush, and you have to feel the soft spots. And like you said, it's very, very hard to. I mean, how can you replicate that? Do some guys innately feel it? Yes, but I think more than anything, it's a thing that you just need to get, the rush in front of them, and the more and more they do it, the more and more comfortable they'll be. The better protection you have, the quicker it'll come along. I mean, I've seen quarterbacks, when I was in the NFL in different places, where if they don't get any protection, they start seeing ghosts because, when you're in the pocket, you take one of the chops a few times. I remember it happened to DeLeone out here. I want to say it was the maybe Minnesota game, or maybe it was the Nebraska game. We missed a blitz coming off the edge, and he took one. He never saw it coming. He didn't set his feet the rest of the game. So there's a lot that comes with what you're asking, and I could probably talk about it for a few hours, but the bottom line is we want to train our guys to see down the field, feel the pocket, and really try to find ways to slide and find the soft spot in there. And then when it's time to extend and escape, then do that.
You got to trust it. That's it. You got to be able to trust your offensive line, and that's where the confidence comes from. That's when you can stay in the pocket and slide. And that's exactly what he's talking about. Also helps when you're 6'4", and you feel like you don't have to create passing lanes for yourself. That's a big part of it as well. So great conversation, good insight with the quarterback man himself, Ryan Day. When we come back, there is an analyst who claims he knows who is the most important Buckeye this season. We'll tell you if we agree next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Here's a listener tweet. Can I tase Common Man in the nuts? Fine by us, but he may like it. Common Man and Tebow.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
August may seem like the end of summer. It also means the beginning of a lot of things, like back to school, festivals, football. At Buckeye Lake Marina, it means the August savings days are upon us. Get huge discounts on all of the new and used boats that they didn't sell. Every pontoon, tri-toon, sport boats, even fishing boats are ready for you. Save thousands on demo models that have been used all summer to show off amazing features. Some have never even been in the water. Take advantage of the August savings days at Buckeye Lake Marina. Their summer hours continue through the entire month of August. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for details.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers, the people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
And what is it called?
A ceiling fan.
And where is it?
It's on the floor.
And why is that a problem?
Well, see, the person who named it probably should have called it a floor. No, that's not right. The guy on TV I saw put up a ceiling fan.
Are you a TV star, Paul?
No, I'm not.
Are you an electrician, Paul?
I am not.
You are?
I am a middle management accountant, and I shouldn't be putting up ceiling fans.
You should.
Call the pros who knows.
Apex Pros.
The pros who know electrical work, too. Hi, it's Alex from Apex Pros, and if you liked us for plumbing, cooling, and heating, you're gonna love our pro electricians.
Apex Pros are on the way.
Much easier, isn't it?
I'm glad we sorted this out.
Me too.
Columbus loves the pros who knows. Schedule with one click at apexpros.com.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
Oh, for someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. columbusmensclinic.com. Book your appointment now.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool's been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
This year, Dell Technologies' Back to School event is delivering impressive tech with an inspiring purpose. Learn how Dell is helping Computer Aid, whose work is helping solar community hubs with tech and AI literacy skills to empower remote, displaced, or disconnected communities around the world. Help Dell make a difference and shop AI-ready PCs powered by Snapdragon X Series processors at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. There's nothing like ripping off your pants and enjoying some lobster bisque. This is Rothman and Ice.
Changed hats again. Like a NASCAR race in here. Get the sponsors.
Commitment to the bit.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Ryan Day, another presser in the books. Dave Biddle, who was there asking questions, will join us approximately 1:03. We'll get his feeling on stuff that's percolating around camp. Am I getting the wave off from you? Why did you?
I was just talking to Biddle, and he's not going to be able to join us anytime before 1:33 since this went so late. So
he's
we'll have to fit him in.
Log his stories.
He's got to do his real job. So
well, I'll tell you what we could do. We could throw him at 1:48.
We could do the Buckeye Bulletin with bids.
That would fit.
Okay,
I would think.
Yeah, and it was literally just on the phone with him as you were saying.
That's fine.
So
I was getting the wave off.
Yeah, it was interesting. I thought maybe they were pulling you. I thought there was another pitcher coming from the pen.
That's right. I like to do an hour of the show and then leave.
And then just call it a day. But all you need is the first hour because then you get your name in the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Show up for an hour, kind of dance out of here. I did see an article on ESPN, which I thought was interesting. And it's entitled The 25 Most Important Players in 2024's College Football Playoff Race. So they rank them, I guess, and it's cool because they started at 25 and they go all the way to 1. Have you seen this, or are you looking for it now?
I'm not looking.
Okay.
I want to hear you tell me. I'm genuinely excited about this.
I'm not talking now. So there's a Buckeye who's number 1.
He's number 1 on the whole list.
The most important player in college football this year.
Give me a position.
No, I'm not going to give you that.
Is it Will?
That'll give it away.
Is it Will?
Well, give it away now.
Is it
I'm not going to do that.
Is it Will Howard?
You tell me.
I mean, okay, so for me...
This is a quiz.
For me, I don't think there's a single player on this Buckeye team that is make or break, even down to Will Howard. I just don't think that's a possible... I mean, you could argue at every position they're deep enough to kind of fill a void to an extent.
Okay, so about a month ago on this program, I did a poll asking if Buckeye fans feel as comfortable winning a national title with any quarterback on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we put in Will Howard and Devin Brown or other, and it turned out to be fairly close to 50-50. So the only half of the fan base feels like they can still win a natty if they have to go below, presumably, Will Howard. Well, he's got Will Howard on the list number 1. So what that tells me, and I'm glad you went to it, is that he must feel, let me see who wrote this article. Bill Conley, the ESPN staff writer who does all of his big analytics, he must feel that there is a significant drop-off between Will Howard and the rest of the quarterbacks at Ohio State, because you couldn't put him number 1 if you thought that they have depth and anyone could win a natty. Why would he be the most important person in college football if you believe that someone behind him would be equally as good with this team?
I don't disagree that he might be significantly better than the rest of the room, or that in the room right now. I mean, I think him and Julian Sain again, very, very, very talented, but he's young. But I will say this: I think he is overhyping the role of the quarterback in this offense. And I know that's a wild thing to say, because in modern college football, the quarterback is everything. You can have a bad team, and if you've got a quarterback that can do it all, can make it look good. They have 2 of the best running backs in the country. They have a wide receiver room that can get open like nobody's business. Now, do I think that if Will Howard goes down, or if something happens with Will Howard, it's not going to be detrimental? No, I think it'll for sure be a problem, but I don't think it could derail their season. I think they could win a national title with 3 of the guys in that room. I think they could do it.
I was going to go 2.5, depending on how much time Sain would get this year experience-wise. Because you drop him into a semifinal against a Georgia or somebody. Like, I know the defense. I get it. You could win a lot of games defensively this year. You could win a lot of games maybe lining up and running the football. But to ask a guy that young with no experience to go in there and win you a big game offensively, I think would be a reach.
I look at the Cotton Bowl. The Cotton Bowl is a very realistic scenario for one of those quarterfinal games with Missouri last year. Mm-hmm. Their offense never got off the plane. It has to be statistically one of the worst offensive performances since 2000 for the Buckeyes. And they were in that game until 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter because of their defense. I won all of that. That game's never going to happen again. The offensive line is so much better. They didn't have Marvin. They had moved on from quarterbacks. Like, there is a whole other reason that game went that way, but they still had a chance to beat an SEC team in the fourth quarter of the Cotton Bowl, playing horribly.
It's an ugly game, yeah.
And so in that theory, I think you can plug anybody into this offense. All of those quarterbacks are going to play better than they would have it down in Dallas, and I think that you could find a way to win. I think Julian's saying you could plug him in right now on the road at Oregon, and I don't think that you're guaranteed to lose that game.
Last year, Kyle McCord completed 66% of his passes, averaged nearly 14 yards a completion, threw 4 TDs for every pick. And they needed to level up. Yeah, and they're leveling up with a running quarterback and a guy who's been around long enough. Does Will Howard win you the Michigan game last year? I doubt it.
I think maybe. I said on this program that Kyle McCord is not the reason we lost the Michigan game.
No, the defense couldn't get Michigan off the field at the end.
I don't think that's the problem either. The reason he threw the interception was because of the blocking. The guy's coming after him, and he wasn't able to get the ball
Which
off.
Pick? The early one to Marv?
The last one. The
Marv's
first
got to get
one,
to that spot, too.
The first one was all on Kyle. But
I don't think
last,
it was all on Kyle.
Guys, I will argue that pick, that last pick, is all on Kyle because he didn't see it. When Marv, and I've said this the whole time, when Marv's foot hit the ground to plant and cut, the ball should have been out right then.
I think you can argue
it
that.
It wasn't on time.
But he was hit, and when he was hit, the ball went. If he's not pressured there, or if he's blocked for another
guy got blown to bits.
But if he throws it on time, he never gets hit.
Okay, it's a wild moment. It's a last-minute moment. And
I'd like to see you make that throw. I mean, let's put you in that scenario, Baker.
I understand, but I'm not. I don't do it every day like him. You know, I'm not.
That's not. You're out there working every day. I see you working out in the parking lot using the cars as offensive linemen every single day.
I have the cars moving. Yeah, that might be better.
I think that's the one thing that Kyle struggled at is he didn't see it or he didn't trust it, and that's why we have Will Howard.
And I will say this.
You guys are nuts to put that game on the quarterback, though. Absolutely nuts.
Wait, now hold on. I would argue that game did fall on Kyle because of that first pick.
Michigan chewed up 7 minutes of the clock on that drive.
Off the field.
They won the turnover battle 2-0 in a rivalry game. One led to a touchdown. The other one iced the game. They were 3 for 3 on fourth downs. Ohio State never tried a fourth down. Their kicker was 3 for 3, made a 50-yarder. Ohio State missed a 52-yarder. They averaged 52 yards a punt. Ohio State averaged 37.
Do you think this is what fans want to sit and relive right now, Rothman? You think they want to sit in their car and hear you yell?
You started it by putting the loss on McCord. I feel like I have to be his defense attorney here.
I like Kyle McCord, but I just don't think he was ready for that moment.
He was ready for the moment pretty early against Notre Dame.
No, he wasn't. They should have won that game by 30.
Oh,
go watch that game.
Man,
should
you
not
guys
have been that close.
Just absolutely said, don't let the scarlet and gray door hit you in the ass on the way out.
I like Kyle, but have fun at Syracuse.
We're taking a break. Coming back. Sports Center update here, top of the hour. We'll continue with that. And some Olympic athletes, Adam, are going up in smoke. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Hi, Bob and Teresa Capace here. Anniversaries are a big deal and meant to be celebrated.
Join us for our 24th anniversary at Worthington Jewelers. Enjoy 10 to 60% off to celebrate this event, August 15th through the 17th.
Worthington Jewelers, your local hometown jeweler.
Are you ready to turn your passion for media into a career? Ohio Media School is the place for you. With hands-on training in radio, television, sports broadcasting, and digital media, you'll gain the skills and experience you need to succeed. Don't wait. Classes are starting soon. Visit beonair.com and take the free assessment to get started. Enroll today and take the first step towards your dream career. Ohio Media School. Your future in media starts here. Visit beonair.com. beonair.com. Enroll now.
When an orthopedic injury or condition gets in the way of life, there is nothing more important than finding a physician you can trust. At Orthopedic One, you'll find Central Ohio's most trusted team of orthopedic experts, ready to listen to your concerns and work with you toward the best possible outcome. In fact, more people trust Orthopedic One than any other practice in Central Ohio. Start with the specialists. Start with orthopedic1.com.
Another day is here, and you're ready for it. What to wear? Check. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Check. Planning for what's next and how to save for it? That's where Bank of America can help. For your financial to-dos, Bank of America has experts ready to help get you closer to your goals. Get started at one of our Central Ohio financial centers or 24/7 in our mobile banking app. Find a location near you at bankofamerica.com/talktous. What would you like the power to do? Mobile banking requires downloading the app and is only available for select devices. Message and data rates may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
Here's Brooke Burke for Skechers' new Workout Walker footwear.
Do you know the world's #1 most popular form of exercise? It's walking, and one company has you covered. Skechers, the comfort technology company, with their newest performance walking sneaker, Skechers Workout Walker. Because the Skechers Workout Walker is fully loaded to get the most out of your walk, including a carbon-infused plate in the sole to add more spring to your step. Find Skechers Workout Walker for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Ohio State fall camp continues. Ryan Day spoke with the media just a couple of minutes ago. We'll get more reaction from the guys on that. Yesterday, the linebackers and the running backs, it was their turn to talk to the media, and Cody Simon mentioned what he thought made Sonny Styles so good.
Physicality. He's super strong, super violent with his hands, and it shows on film. And we're really excited about that because he can play a really big role on our defense.
The Cincinnati Reds wrap up their 4-game series with the Marlins down in Miami tonight. 6:10 first pitch in that one. Hunter Green, he has been brilliant as of late. He gets the ball for Cincy opposite Kyle Tyler. The Guardians, they got swept by the Diamondbacks yesterday in a doubleheader. They have an off day before starting a series in Minnesota. This one's sponsored by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate right now over at naturestone.com.
Fascinating, informative, covered in dog slobber. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. Adam King in from 10 TV. We'll have Joe DeLeone. Is this Ponce DeLeone that's coming on to talk college football with us at 1:33?
I think it's a distant cousin. Like Tyvus and Usain Bolt are distant cousins. I think it's the same.
I don't think that's a true thing.
Ponce DeLeone?
No.
What did he discover?
No, Tyvus is. He's
Florida?
Distant cousins with...
I've been told that I'm a distant relative of Abraham Lincoln. It's true. I see it in the face.
Could be.
You might take one in the back of the head today.
Oh, my goodness.
You may.
Wow.
What are we talking about?
He's wearing a hard hat.
What are we talking about?
Look at him. He's wearing another hat.
You know what?
He's doing it for the YouTubes.
You insulted... Yeah. You insulted my Tiger Woods hat, so every break I'm wearing a different hat.
I didn't know. It's
and
amazing.
Those that watch on the stream, this is for you.
Yeah. Go out and you could stand outside and hold that sign and swing it around. Slow, go.
You know what's
stop.
wild? Is it has like one of the tightening things in the back. Like this is like a real hat. T-Bone had it on his desk.
Let's test it. It is a hard hat.
Throw something at me. I'm ready.
You got a hammer over there?
Put me in, coach.
They've been I got that gavel in here, but they've been working on like the HVAC back there, I think. You could take him out back and see if they drop something on his head.
No, I know what happens out back. I know that story. I'm not going.
Take him out back.
Yeah.
It's nice that you guys want to relive the Michigan game from last year.
You're
That's pretty
sitting
cool.
there reading off stats. We've got callers crying in the break.
I wasn't reading off any stats. I was giving you the fundamental parts of why they lost that game.
I did fire up the YouTube chat.
I was just going to say that. The whole chat's been dead all day. I've had it pulled up, and then you got people.
They lost. Listen, they lost in 21 because they were out physicaled, I felt. They lost in 22 when they were lost defensively. Don't tell me to add another line in there. They lost in 23 because of fill in the blank, Kyle McCord. That's what you guys want to do.
They lost because of a lot of reasons, but Kyle played into it.
Anthony, I think your take on the defense and not getting them off the field in the fourth quarter, I think that is right. I just always disagree with that last interception, blaming the offensive line.
You don't agree with that?
I don't. Because, again, like I said, if the ball is out on time when it should be, he never gets hit.
Well,
they rushed 4 guys against 5 Buckeyes, and the stunt who got flattened?
But what I'm saying is none of that matters. I think it was Jackson. I think it was Donovan Jackson that got beat on the play.
Nobody wants to hear this.
They had 4 guys beating 5 guys because one guy got just...
But all I'm saying is that shouldn't matter. If the ball is out on time, it does not matter.
All right. I'd have to get Kyle's view of it and see if he was waiting on a certain break or whatever. I'm not going to deny that, okay, could he have thrown the ball? It was a massive moment. He obviously may have held on to it to hair too long, but you got to remember, he's not expecting one of his offensive linemen to be treated like a speed bump. All right, you guys are acting like he was supposed to know that was going to happen because maybe he needed that other half a second. You say the ball came out too late. Maybe it actually was going to come out on time, and he had to. I have to go back and look at the highlights.
I'm timing out your play here, Baker. 1, 2, 3. He had 3 seconds, and he threw the pick. There you go. He had 3 seconds, and he had 3 linemen in his face in 3 seconds.
I mean, how much more time do you need?
Well, there you go. That was, now we can,
He didn't drop
we have
back.
all the listeners crying. All the listeners have turned the channel because they don't want to hear about that game anymore.
It's not that. We're not, listen, you guys brought up the quarterback situation and how the quarterback is going to be such a big deal this year, and it will. I have no idea, and it will.
Hello.
I don't know. I feel like they did level up in so many areas we've already talked about at the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
Could they have seasoned Kyle McCord a little more? Would Kyle have taken that experience into this season? What Kyle didn't have is what they have now. They got a guy at quarterback who admits, I'm going to get it.
He's a gamer.
Yeah.
He's a gamer.
Will he complete the same percentage that Kyle did? We'll see.
Little thing called You'll See.
Maybe so.
That's not your show.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wrong show. I'll save that for later.
You know, all that being said in that game, all that I just said about fundamentally them losing so many parts of that game, that thing was tied 17 all in the third quarter, and they had all the momentum because they just taken the ball 75 yards and scored on Michigan.
That drive.
And guess what happened after that? Michigan answered with a 75-yard drive of their own.
Yeah,
so quit putting this on McCord.
Well, that was, listen, the one thing.
And they lost Zinter, who got carted off.
Yeah, that really fired them all up. The one thing that I remember from that game, and I love Sonny Styles. I think Sonny Styles should be a first-round projection, and nobody's talking about him. But that game, the one that lives in my head is when he just
Corum bouncing out.
Yeah, he just took the wrong angle.
He took the wrong angle.
That's when that game.
But that was part of Corum being very good at being able to go right and jump left because he hid behind the offensive line. But yeah, you can't give up a 22-yard touchdown run right there.
Jordan Cornwell says, "Guys, move on and don't bring it up again." He's crying now.
Yeah, I don't know why you want to make the listeners cry.
That's
not fun.
It's not my goal. Yeah. It's not my goal.
Sometimes I'm
here to wear hats. Yeah. I'm here to wear hats and comment on things. And I'm all out of hats.
And you're here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of bubble gum. Is that where you're going with that? Did I pick up on? Okay, at least I got it. All right. What do you have to say about that, Bake?
I think it was a good one. I mean, Adam King made me laugh.
There we go.
I didn't know that was possible.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know you wanted to get involved with the discussion, Mr. Helper.
Exactly. All right, so back to Ponce de Leon at 1:33. We'll talk college football. He does the NFL draft pod as well. I wanted to mention to you that the Olympics, the banning of the smoking has been amazing. All of these Olympians are going up in smoke. Did you see the British golfer?
No.
So there's an Olympic golfer, Charlie Hull, who likes to burn the heaters on the course. And they've told her at this golf course, you can't. You can't.
John Daly would
wants to
never
breathe that in. Charlie Hull sig blasted her way through the U.S. Open. And she signs autographs with that lung dart just hanging out of her mouth. And now that we're in the Olympics, they've asked her, how will this affect your game? And she's like, it's probably going to hurt my game a little bit.
I mean, I'll say this.
Smoking is strictly prohibited at the Olympic venues, Le Golf National included, except in designated smoking areas. Surely the list of Hull's fellow Olympians this rule would impact is short, but it's not non-existent, I guess. There was a Japanese Olympian that got smoked out as well.
I will say this. I am, if you have a water on the golf course or maybe a beverage or two, sometimes you play better. And so if that's, how you go and that's how you play, having it on the biggest stage, not being able to do that, it makes sense that it would affect her game.
I think it's restricted on the tour and the LPGA as well.
Well, if I remember right, Anthony, didn't you say 7 beers deep on about hole 5 is when you really start to, you start to lock in and things.
Swing lube?
Yeah. You couple shots deep.
What is this? The smoking just kind of calms the nerves?
I don't know.
Yeah. Here's the difference, is that golf has always never really been defined as a sport. It's like a recreation. Now, at that level, and the skill it takes. But we always say that, hey, you can't take a cart because walking's integral. You got to be in shape. Listen, the only people that should have a problem with this are the people that have to play with her. Really?
Yeah, if they agree with it. I mean, nobody, I guess if there's spectators that don't want the smoke, but...
Well, then don't go near her.
Then just don't follow her group.
Don't be downwind.
You know what? I as someone who doesn't smoke, I can't imagine that cutting off a cold turkey when you're on the golf course is going to help your swing very much.
If you can't go 4.5 hours without one, then... By the way, you could take a bathroom break, go take a couple drags in a porta potty if she needs to.
That's great, and that's how porta potty in Paris goes up in flames. There you go. Hey, what's going on in there? She's been in there about 25 minutes, and there's smoke coming from the roof.
Critics of golf during the perennial pub debate say anything you can smoke while participating does not meet the criteria. It transpires a golfer is not allowed to smoke at the Olympics, but the cigarettes dangling from her mouth have become like a viral deal for all of this.
Wait, so she's got the cigarette, but she's not smoking it?
No, I don't. That I don't know.
So now it's just
I don't light it, Will Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
The look, I just bite it.
I just bite it and just kind of take pictures. Okay. I mean, to each their own. Listen, I'm not an Olympian. I don't know. My golf game needs a lot more than just that.
Smoke up, Johnny. I mean, this is hysterical. They ban. I mean, it's. I don't like. I'm here. I'm not here to tell you they shouldn't do it. I think she can go without a cigarette for a while. But the headline says Charlie Hall reacts to disastrous Olympics round after being asked not to smoke. All right.
I'm currently on Charles Hall, writer of Olympic sports.
No. Charlie Hall. Bake, you said she was British, right?
She's dead last and hooked her opening tee shot into the water. Well, that's not how you want to start.
She's woman's John Daly. It's amazing.
Do you think that she hooked that opening tee shot in the water and the first thing she said is, somebody get me a cigarette?
Somebody, yes.
It's probably because her nerves. She couldn't calm her nerves with a heater.
Who was the guy? Was it Angel Cabrera that when he was winning the Masters?
Yes, he was smoking.
He must have gone through 40.
He was on 18 walking. There's a picture of him walking up 18 smoking.
Yeah. Then he went to jail.
Well, now hold on. I got a picture of her smoking. She's 28 years old, but this must not be in Paris because she can't do it there.
You guys remember what happened to Cabrera?
Didn't he had some legal trouble or something?
Yes, he had a little legal trouble. He was arrested in Rio. He faced a number of criminal charges: assault, theft, intimidation. He went to a Brazilian prison for a while, for about, I don't know how many months or whatever. And then when he got out, he was convicted again of a second assault.
Was that at the same time, or did he assault someone else?
I don't know, but I want to say he's the first two-time major winner to probably go to prison.
Where was the green jacket in all of this?
That's right.
Hey, can you guys send it? I want to hang it up.
I want to wear it in prison.
I want to wear it. I want to.
I think it'd get me a little street cred.
Augusta National would love the branding.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's not great, Bob. Not great, Bob. Hey, I just got a call from the commissioner of Augusta. Can you stop wearing that in the cell block, please?
Yeah. Your jacket's been revoked. No jacket required in jail. All right, when we come back, we've got a little bit of primetime accusations coming out of Boulder, Colorado.
Out of Boulder?
Tell you about that next. Rothman and Knights on the Fan.
If you're starting your day any other way, you're doing it wrong. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan.
Hey, Buckeye fans, ready for the chance to win one of 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences? As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. We're talking tickets, sideline passes, a trip for two to the Oregon game, and exclusive access to the Ryan Day Coaches Show. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 winners. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, two windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, "Sure is a hot day." The other one says, "Ah, a talking window."
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. Home values in the city, well, they're sky high. We know that. You have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's the right time, except for two things. High interest rates are going to burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Pretty smart, right? Truehold is going to make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others, and it's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, secure your retirement, and do whatever you want with it. It's your cash. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. Again, that's Truehold.com.
We don't talk politics on the Fan. It's divisive, fear-stoking, and negative. That's what our social media is for. Or your crazy uncle's house, or the grocery store, or you get my point. The Fan, Ohio's politics-free destination.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just a slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to look at your weather impact forecast for the rest of your Thursday. Showers possible between 1 and 9 o'clock this afternoon. Otherwise, expect partly cloudy skies, high around 90. Partly cloudy overnight, low 68. Tomorrow, cooler and less humid with a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Like Yoda, Rothman will limp onto the golf course, talk about how stiff his back is, wonder how he can even make it through a hole, and then proceed to kick your ass. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Feels like years ago that Pat Fitzgerald lost his job at Northwestern.
It does.
Over hazing.
That was wild.
And we talked about that extensively. While you could have what they call certain competitive hazing on a team, And if you've ever gone through it or you're in a fraternity or anything like that, you could have the large percentage of people say that I'm better for it. You know, we grouped together, we got through adversity, it was a mental test. You know, go watch anything. Go watch any military thing or Officer and Gentleman, whatever you want to watch.
Yeah.
And there's some, you know, even Richard Gere at the end of Officer and Gentleman, I wouldn't have made it without you. Like, I wouldn't have made it if you weren't that tough on me. And so, but for every athletic team, especially now in 2024, and I'm not condoning it, I'm just saying that the large percentage of those guys at Northwestern probably were like, hey, I went through it, I made it through, we were better for it, we were tired for it, we had better chemistry, whatever. But all it takes is one person, and that's fine. I'm all for people feeling not intimidated like that. And there's probably it's a fine line for coaches is my point right now on how much they can get on players, how much they can belittle them, how much they can demand, and all that. Well, there's a story that's coming out of Colorado, and it's just, who knows whether it's true or not. There are former Colorado Buffalo players who have left the program that are alleging the culture under Deion Sanders includes violence, a lot of gambling, perhaps weapons, intimidation, and the allegations are all anonymous, or most of them. And the fact that, you know, he's had unprecedented roster turnover since going there, maybe some feelings are hurt. It doesn't surprise me there are several players that would want to share stories if they were the ones that were blown out of there. One player compared his experience in Boulder to a video game where the main character is able to do whatever they want.
Jeez.
It's a real-life Grand Theft Auto. There are many distractions with fights, guns, money floating around. The environment is unlike I've ever seen before, the player shared with Athlon Sports. Another anonymous claims including the bullying of a former five-star freshman, Cormani McClain, who went to Florida, I believe. He was often publicly criticized by Deion for his immaturity. And another stated that another highly rated freshman was pressured into fighting a lineman where both exchanged blows that left both parties bloodied in an attempt to prove their manhood. Another instance involved a $10,000 gambling debt between a backup quarterback and a wide receiver, the son of a defensive backs coach. When the one player reportedly refused to pay the debt, he was beaten up in the locker room where players and coaches allegedly witnessed the assault. Well, sounds like it's more between those guys. That's not something like the team endorsed. So these charges, I don't know what to say about them. I don't. I believe that there are levels to how people experience things, and it doesn't shock me that this would happen anywhere. We're in a very weird time in college athletics. The tail is wagging the dog, and there's a lot going on with the money that's being doled out, the haves and have-nots on individual teams. Remember when, Adam, when we first started talking about NIL and how it would affect teams inside? Certain guys were getting this, rolling in a certain amount of cars, like the jealousy, the resentment, where would it go, and would these coaches be able to keep it together? Listen, this probably is... doesn't sound like something Deion Sanders would want to be a part of. He's got his sons on he's got family on the team. But this is a kind of a rocky start to a second season.
Well, it's not only a rocky start. I mean, these are very serious allegations. Those are things that can derail an entire program that could, if they, the NCAA looks into it and they become true, those are things, we saw what happened with Pat Fitzgerald. And there is a level in college athletics, you go all the way back to talking about, how pushing players can make them better. There's a level there that the NCAA has set that says this is where, yes, we want to build character. Yes, we want to do all that, but you can't cross that line. And if Colorado did, that's in what, it's his second year now? Second year. You can't do that. And so I'm sure, if we're talking about it here in Columbus, Ohio, I'm sure the NCAA is looking into it as well. I will say with the NIL thing, kind of a sidebar here, I was with you. I thought that might really create animosity. You're like, why is that guy getting more? I'm just as important. Why is, this, that, and the other? It really hasn't. I think it's almost driven guys to be better. You want more money? You want to be the guy that's getting paid X amount of dollars? Go be a star. And I think there are a lot of guys in college football that now kind of have that feeling where if I can make myself worth, and we've noticed it's not any position. There's no like Caleb Downs and Will Howard, very similar NIL world. I mean, you're looking at cornerbacks the same as defensive ends. Everybody's get wide receivers the same. It's just the impact on the team. And that seems to be solely divided by you. I will say we got to get the offensive linemen some love because offensive linemen are never going to get that love. They're never going to make the highlight plays. You know, NIL world, you can't leave the offensive linemen behind.
The NIL world, the reason it wasn't supposed to be a problem, even if it is that you were supposed to be able to prove you were worth it before you got paid, and the payment wasn't supposed to come from the schools. It's supposed to be go get what you can get. And so I understand what you're saying is spreading the love, but I think these programs are now being run like fantasy teams with salary caps.
Well, and so the question is, how is that going to continue now? Because the schools are in charge now. That's going to be really interesting to see. Is everybody going to get the same amount of money? Are you going to pay them? And so when it's an outside source making that deal, that's one thing. When it's, a collective, when it's those guys saying, we want to offer this guy more money, that's just life. That's, But when it's the school, you can look at the school and say, if you're an offensive lineman, you could say, what, you don't value me as much as your star safety? I'm just as important. I'm a starting offensive lineman. So I think that is going to be a bit of a problem. And I'm very intrigued to see how that plays out.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things that these schools that can really afford it will be able to buy the best players. And they're probably already been doing it to some degree. It's just the money is times 100 now. And then the key is, and maybe Ohio State has the perfect storm, and not only were they able to acquire players financially, is that they also are selling the ability to turn the program back to a national title contender. Not that they weren't, but they weren't beating Michigan. Now they're all a part of the same thing. They're all rowing in the same direction. Like no matter who's getting what, and maybe they are rewarding most of them. But yeah, I think this probably turns into a situation where the head coach and the coaching staff decides that we need that guy. This is the amount of money we have to allot to that guy. I don't know.
I just want to, in the comment, Phil J asked, what the heck is on your head?
Yeah.
Looks like you should be settling new land with your horse and buggy.
Yeah.
I think he's talking to you.
Or dancing somewhere.
Dancing?
At some sort of a, I don't know,
You started this. You insulted my Tiger Woods hat. You brought this on.
No, I just said the color was off.
And how's the color now?
I don't think it's much better.
You don't think, well, we'll try again with the next hat.
But I do know it's a real feather in your cap.
It's a real feather in my cap.
Doing this show has been a real feather in your cap.
Listen, it's definitely got some attention. I love the chat, just so you know. I think I wish we had this on 10 TV.
I wish you were paying more attention to the radio show than the chat.
What? This is
you're actually focusing on the content of the show versus the chat, but I'm glad you're doing it for us.
I was focusing on the content of the show. We were talking about how good looking I am. Is that not?
Very proud of you. That's very nice.
That's absolutely. Joe DeLeone, college football, NFL draft podcaster, jumps on next. What about the hit that Texas took yesterday?
Ooh.
How does that impact? We'll ask him next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
This is the White Castle Call of the Crave, and it's telling you to come in now for 10 cheese sliders for just $7.99. 10 cheese sliders for just $7.99. Boom! White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only, tax not included.
Pain from arthritis is just awful. Constant pain. It robs you of so much of the stuff you love to do. But there are effective ways to deal with that pain. My dad and I can both tell you we were able to get relief without medication or surgery. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Listen, there are exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. The place to go, QC Kinetics, right here in Columbus, Ohio. Dr. Ray Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics utilize cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat the pain, enhance your joints, and restore your mobility. Surgery and pain pills, they're not the only option. My dad and I went there. We feel so much better. He's able to move around and walk like he wants to. I'm able to go out and run and do the things that I enjoy. So here's the great thing. Give them a call at 380-208-4544. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have 3 offices in Dublin, Gahanna, and Grove City.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers, like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Hey, it's Bobby. When it comes to tackling a project as important as your roof, you want a company that cares about the product and experience they're going to deliver. At Newman Roofing, you're more than just a number. They believe in 100% customer satisfaction. And for your roofing needs, give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV? Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Billiards Plus has everything for the master griller in your house. Come to their showroom, open the lid, and feel the difference in their grills. Professional top quality equipment at great prices with a huge selection ready to go home with you. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey, have you heard about Tim Hortons' new happy hour? Get 50% off summer menu drinks after 2 p.m., Monday to Thursday.
50% off?
Yeah. Try the new Cocoa Caramel Crunch Iced Cap, Butter Pecan Cold Brew, Mango Frozen Lemonade, Solar Splash Tim's Boost, and Berry Cherry Refresher.
There are so many options. That's really good.
Discover a new favorite with Tim's Summer Menu and enjoy 50% off during happy hour. Only at Tim's. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Terms apply.
End the summer with Zumbizi Bay. Soak up the sunshine and dive into an unforgettable experience for the whole family. Get your tickets now and make your final splash at zumbizibay.com.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Tired of wasting your money on testosterone booster products that just don't work? We don't blame you. That's why Nugenix Total T lets you try before you buy. Just text HOT to 369-369 to claim your complimentary sample. Why have millions of men already trusted Nugenix for a man-boosting increase in their testosterone levels? Well, nothing else is like it. It contains Tesnor, a key ingredient shown to work. Nugenix Total T boosts free and total testosterone levels to help you feel better at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand and #1 at GNC and #1 at Walmart. But don't take our word for it. Try before you buy. If it works, keep using it. If not, keep the sample. You've got nothing to lose, but you could gain energy, muscle, drive, even more passion. Text HOT to 369-369. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text HOT to 369-369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Listen, learn, lay the points. This is Rothman and Ice.
When we had Pete Futek on, we've had other college football analysts and experts on, reporters. They've all just absolutely booked Texas into this thing, and maybe even as a top 4. They took a pretty massive hit yesterday with their starting running back out for the season. Joe DeLeone is with us, college football and NFL draft analyst. Does the first team pod as well. He's on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fangast hotline. Joe, welcome back. How you been?
Good. I'm just waiting for the season to kick off. I keep saying it every time I do a guest spot, but I'm tired of waiting. We need some football.
I saw that ESPN, Bill Connelly put out an article today about the most important players in college football for this season and how they impact. Almost basically saying it's that team's MVP. And I'm just curious what you think about all the quarterbacks this year and who is the most valuable to their team. We feel like Will Howard could be that guy here at Ohio State, but I don't know how much drop-off there is. Michigan is trying to establish a quarterback. Perhaps the biggest transfer is Dylan Gabriel to Oregon. Jalen Milroe is trying to keep Bama there without Saban, and then Drew Aller at Penn State. Just give me your feeling on the quarterbacks on who you feel will be the most MVP-ish to their team this year.
Yeah, there's two that I keep coming back to. One is an established guy that's already been in his program before and showed us some great things last year, and that's Carson Beck. Carson Beck, when Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers were unhealthy inconsistently in the lineup, and more importantly, they didn't have much else to turn to offensively, he showed an ability to rise the level of production of that offense. They were still one of the best offenses statistically in the country in a number of categories. Having to shuffle in multiple players at multiple important positions, he was able to accomplish all that. And I think this upcoming season, as they were aggressive in the transfer portal, Trevor Etienne is going to boost that running game. The whole offensive line, most of it's coming back except for Amarius Mims. I think that Carson Beck is what it's going to take for Georgia to get back to winning another national title. For me, it's the one separation point that they have against Ohio State, whose roster is very, very close to Georgia's level of just defensive dominance, offensive line quality, all of those things. And then the second, talking about a guy who's stepping into a situation where all the pieces are coming together and they desperately need to have a big year, that's Miami, and that's Cam Ward. Cam Ward has an unbelievable NFL-type arm. He has the potential to be as good as someone like Patrick Mahomes or Jordan Love in the NFL, but he's got a lot of work that he's needed to show in his decision-making. And I think stepping into this spot with Miami was already an offensive line-centric team because that's how Mario Cristobal builds his rosters. Damian Martinez, who's one of the best running backs, if not maybe the second best running back in the country, all of that in that receiving core is going to help him take that next step. But at the same time, Miami needs him to have a big year because they need to be in that ACC championship conversation with a very winnable schedule and a capability to get to the playoff. Mario needs to do well, and Cam Ward needs to do well.
All right, so I want to ask you, first of all, Cam Ward's a guy that a couple of people thought might end up in Columbus as a transfer. They get Will Howard, and now they put together this roster. And around here, we've heard it called the greatest roster possibly ever. We've talked about the talent at the Woody. From a national landscape, I mean, obviously we got the coaches poll, which has Georgia 1. Do people see that, Ohio State really could be on an LSU-type tear if things go right when they had Joe Burrow? Or what is the national perspective of Ohio State right now?
Yeah, I think the national perspective is that they're right there behind Georgia, breathing down their neck. And there is not much separation just from an overall talent standpoint if we just averaged out all of the quality of players on this team. And the way that they're not only bringing back premier recruits, highly recruited, highly touted guys like JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, Steele Chambers, they also went in and grabbed guys like Quinshon Judkins and Caleb Downs. Those premier types of guys are going to help them take that next step that they were just a step below. And I think what's really going to help them this year is even if Will Howard maybe doesn't live up to the level that he needs to be comparable to a Carson Beck or a Dylan Gabriel, even if he's a little bit above average and an improvement from Kyle McCord, I think that this team, the experience that they have in every single position group, makes them good enough to reach that national championship. I don't think that right now, personally, they're on that LSU type of a trajectory because the one big different contingency is that Joe Burrow was there the year prior. It took him a little bit of time to get settled in at LSU before he exploded and had that amazing run that he did. I think it does need to be acknowledged that guys stepping into new situations, it's always not immediate, but I really think that they're so close behind Georgia, and if Will Howard has a big year, there's no reason why they can't knock them off in the national title game.
We are talking with Joe DeLeone, First Team Pod, and he is a college football, NFL draft podcaster as well. Let me ask you this about Texas. They lose running back C.J. Baxter with a knee. It's going to require season-ending surgery. I know you're not kind of in the coaching room and all that, but the depth chart, they had lost so much from the year before. I'm curious the impact that this is sending across the country as far as Texas is concerned. He was so good as a freshman.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed mostly because I was excited to see what his contribution was going to be this year. I remember watching his tape as a high school recruit and just watching the explosiveness and these home run type plays that he was going to provide for the offense. And we started to see that last year when he was getting touches more down the stretch of the season. But I don't think it's going to really hurt Texas. It's not like they're losing a receiver where they're having to replace right now A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. That, to me, is a position group that has a lot of guys that need to prove themselves. But at running back, they've recruited pretty well. Jaden Blue is a spark plug. He is an unbelievably fast player. And a lot of people just in draft circles were talking about him as an underrated name in this running back class for 2025 that's already very, very deep. I think that he's somebody who could step in and shine just like Jonathan Brooks did last year for Texas. So I don't think it hurts them. And the most important part about all this, the running back position, the success at that position is very reliant on how good the offensive line plays. And Texas's offensive line was one of the best in the country last year. They're returning a lot of important players, especially Kelvin Banks. So I really don't see that there's going to be much of a drop-off for them in that running back room, even though they are losing out on what could have been a very, very premier talent in C.J. Baxter.
Yeah. Well done, my man. Appreciate you hopping on, Joe. We will talk to you again during the season. Thanks for making the time.
Of course. Thanks for having me. Joe
DeLeone, college football, NFL draft, and does the first team pod. He was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. That's a blow to them for sure. It's, I went back while we were talking. He had a big game against Washington as a freshman.
That's what I was thinking about.
7 yards a carry, had the touchdown. But like he said, wasn't getting it at, 9 carries, 13 carries, 9. He did have 20 against Iowa State, but I think they just thought he was going to be so good.
And in a program that feels like they are they're top 4 in the coaches poll, it's really hard to lose your running back this late. You kind of have to hit. A lot of programs don't have a 1-2 punch nowadays. It's kind of one guy that you just lean into, and so now you got to hit the reset button.
Puts a lot more on Quinn Ewer's plate, that's for sure.
Yes, it does.
All right, so just a quick minute for my friends over at Germain Honda of Dublin. I just talked to Rich. He's ready to roll out all of his new Hondas at 2.9% up to 60 months. Just doesn't include the Civic Si and the Civic Type R, but all the other awesome new Hondas. How about you want a lease deal? How about the Honda Pilot, $436 a month for 36 months, $43.39 down. The HR-V is very cool, only $311 a month for 36 months with $27.95 down. The CR-V, very popular, $343 a month for 36 months, $32.95 down payment. They have military appreciation there. That's $500 off toward any 2023 or newer model year when you finance or lease through Honda Financial Services. But when you think Honda, you have to visit my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. They're on Sawmill Parkway, just south of 270. When we come back, we go back to Buckeye practice. Dave Biddle from Bucknuts will join the show. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to ColumbusMen'sClinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Book your appointment now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Ah, the sounds of back to school time. There's plenty to about this time of year, so let Cane's take something off your plate by putting something on it, like hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Tired of rising food prices? Start saving with deals for days at Giant Eagle and Market District. Enjoy low prices on more than 1,000 of your go-to grocery items store-wide. Dive into deals for a limited time at your local Giant Eagle and Market District.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar.
See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
When your job demands more than just hard work, trust Timberland Pro, the brand that defines superior comfort, performance, and durability. Built on a legacy of craftsmanship, Timberland Pro provides boots and apparel that stand up to the toughest challenges. Our products are as resilient as the skilled men and women who wear them. From the workshop to the job site, Timberland Pro is there with you every step of the way, blending innovation with time-tested quality. Discover why professionals choose Timberland Pro. Always do, never done. Visit timberlandpro.com or your local Timberland Pro dealer.
This year, Dell Technologies Back to School event is delivering impressive tech with an inspiring purpose. Learn how Dell is helping Computer Aid, whose work is helping solar community hubs with tech and AI literacy skills to empower remote, displaced, or disconnected communities around the world. Help Dell make a difference and shop AI-ready PCs powered by Snapdragon X Series processors at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on train systems, including 0% APR for 60 months.
All right, a little Buckeye Bulletin time. He's the editor of Bucknuts 24/7 Sports, covers Ohio State, hosts On the Money here on The Fan, Sunday mornings, Wednesday evenings, and he is our guy, Dave Biddle. Bids, good to have you, my man.
Always good to talk to you, Anthony.
Things came up.
And for me?
Oh, yes, Adam King is here as well.
Always great to talk to Adam King as well.
Okay, just making sure.
I think this is the first time that I've done an interview with Adam King where he's in the studio and I'm not. I know I've been on a show with you, Adam. I think this is the first time we've done this, so good to talk to you as well, my friend.
Well, it's probably much cooler where you are. Over here, it's about 78 degrees and balmy.
It's nice. It's nice and cool in the man cave. It was not. It was a little too hot in the hot tub out at the practice today, but yeah, man, it was good out there. Apparently, guys, someone sneezed in the pasta primavera because the offensive line has come down with some stomach bug. But yeah, interesting day out there. Ryan Day's not going to name QB1 yet. I'm sure he knows, but he's not going to say anything yet. I think maybe so. He said, after they'll know more after the first scrimmage this Saturday. I won't be surprised if it's just to throw a specific date out there, Monday the 19th when he meets with us, because I don't think he wants to wait till the week of the game, and I don't think he's in a rush. So that's kind of in between right there. The week before the week of the game, Monday the 19th when he meets with us. I won't be surprised if he names Will Howard the starter. Right now, Will Howard, taking the majority of first-team reps today during team and 7-on-7, which was notable. But Ryan Day says no decisions have been made yet as far as QB1.
Is this what they wanted to happen? I mean, this is ideal, right? They went out and got him, and they were hoping that he would be the guy. If they went out and got him, and it turned out that somebody else beat him out, I don't know if that would have been a great problem to have or not. I feel like This is almost a self-fulfilling prophecy, is it not? You go out and get the guy, you feel you level up. You already knew you had Devin Brown, and you still went out and got Will Howard. So it's kind of working out the way they hoped it would, but maybe they're pushing in that direction too.
I think that's a great assessment because there's no way they would have brought Will Howard here thinking, okay, we need to find a backup to Devin Brown. They were certainly looking for their starting quarterback, and they believed all along, they're not going to say this publicly, that it was going to be Will Howard. But they also knew he's not coming. This is not Justin Fields coming here, or name a quarterback that for sure is going to be really good. I don't know if people know for sure that Justin Fields is going to be good his sophomore year, but we found out really quick that he was. But I know Ryan Day and his staff are very confident in Will Howard. And Anthony, they wouldn't have brought him here if they didn't plan on him being the starting quarterback. They still had to earn it. And he still does have to earn it. They want to give Devin Brown these snaps because they are going to run Will Howard, and they might need that backup quarterback. And I won't be surprised if near the end of the year, if Julian Sand has to go in, I think Julian Sand could get the job done if called upon. Hey, it was 10 years ago Ohio State was down to their third-string quarterback. I think it worked out pretty well.
Do you think Devin Brown stayed because he thought he had a legitimate shot at winning the job? I mean, I assume
there's a couple factors at play. Yeah, I think he did. I think he looks at it like I can beat out Will. And they're like legit friends, which I think is cool. But I think Devin Brown's thinking I can beat this guy out. Like, was only finishing my second year. He's a couple years older than me. I can see Devin thinking I have a higher ceiling. I also think he has 3 years of eligibility left, Devin does, because he redshirted. Last year he was a redshirt freshman, so he still has 3 years of eligibility left, including this one. So if it goes south this year, he can transfer himself 2 years of eligibility left. And Anthony, I think this is probably maybe 1% of it. When you make the burn the boats comment, it would have looked very Tate Martell-ish to like, man, I better not swing and miss twice, and then two days later you transfer out. It's like, who better not swing and miss twice? So for him to make the burn the boats comment and then the transfer out would not have looked good. Again, guys, I think that's probably way down on the list of why Devin Brown's still here. Yes, he thought he had a chance at the job. He knew at very worst he'd be the backup, one play away from being the starter. And if it doesn't go well this year, he still has 2 years left after this one to transfer and play somewhere else.
I just want to say I thought the burn the boats comment was absolutely awesome, and you got to stand by it. I hope he has it painted in his house. I will ask you, Biddle, you get the first question a lot in the press conference. How do you achieve that? No, we won't go there. When you were at practice today, the battle between Jeremiah Smith and Davison Igbinosun, we've seen it all season so far. What's that like for you to watch? What was it like out there today?
I just feel like if IGB can get a little confidence and can, you guys start talking a little more smack, he might have a chance in the sport. No, man, nobody on the team talks more smack than Igbinosun, and that's saying a lot. When Burke's out there and some of those guys, I like that out of my corner. So he's long, he's tough. I didn't think he'd be that good of a tackler because he looks kind of skinny. He's definitely not skinny. I mean, he's ripped. He's got kind of skinny legs, Igbinosun does, but man, he gets after it. They're so stacked in the secondary, and you're right, Adam. It's cool watching the young guy Jeremiah Smith going up against that junior Igbinosun. I'm sure this will be Davison's last year at Ohio State. I'm sure he'll go early to the NFL. Of course, I said that about Denzel Burke last year and some of these guys, so who knows. But, yeah, it is fun watching those guys go at it. And Jeremiah Smith is just mature beyond his years. He carries himself like an NFL receiver right now, not a true freshman. So when IGB is barking at him and talking crap, it wasn't even Jeremiah Smith's fault one time. It looked like it was pass interference. The ball was overthrown. And Jeremiah Smith just says nothing. He just kind of shakes his head like, okay, whatever. Just the way obviously the way he plays football is the number one thing. The way he carries himself, guys, is also very impressive.
Yeah, I heard Ryan say that he's loving the competition. I want to ask you, we've been talking about this a couple times on this radio show today, is that Will Howard was named the number one most important player in college football in an article. I disagree with that. I think that Ohio State could probably win a national title with any of the top three guys, and with that I say Devin, Will, and Julian. Do you agree?
I do agree. Because I've said, this is why I wouldn't put him number one. I'm kind of in the middle. I don't totally agree, but I'm leaning more toward your way, Adam, because I said coming into camp, my biggest concern, if you're an Ohio State fan, was not quarterback, although that was definitely something to keep in mind. It was the offensive line. So I would say, Tegra Shabola or Carson Hinsman might be the most important player on Ohio State's team, whoever wins that right guard job, and Ryan Day is not tipping his hand yet. I get it, man. I mean, whoever is the quarterback, it's the most important position on the field, the most important position in sports. So I get it. I see where they're going, but I also see what you're saying. Like, I I think they're going to be okay at quarterback with Will Howard. And if they need Devin Brown, I think he can get the job done. And again, I think I'm with you. 3 guys. I think Julian Sand, especially, it's reasonable to assume he will get better and better and better and better at being so young. I think Julian Sand by mid to late in the year could be ready to help this team because they can win with defense, because they have so many weapons, because I think the offensive line is going to be better than people think. So, yeah, and the 2 running backs. So, yeah, I think they could, if they're down to their 3rd quarterback, they still could be a very dangerous team.
All right, my man, thanks for making us part of your day because I know you got pushed back from practice and the presser and all that. Well done, and we'll talk again soon.
I'm glad it worked out. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks, Adam.
Dave Biddle, Bucknuts.com here on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, Sports Center update here, top of the hour. We come back with a deep dive. Training camp fights, are they worth it? Well, they better be.
We're going to have a fight in the break.
We might. We find you another hat. Rothman and Ice in the fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. Austin Ward here. Sick of that slice? Tired of those 3 putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing, it's about your weight? Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major, year 1. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com.
Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving a tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy amongst your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken 180 is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist bumps or unsolicited golf tips you give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made on your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend.
Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Meet Abdullah Mahmood, problem gambling counselor at Maryhaven. More and more people are falling into problem gambling. It can happen so quickly that you don't realize it until you face a crisis. Gambling issues often connect to depression, anxiety, or other addictions. Maryhaven's experts offer comprehensive care. You and your loved ones can count on mental, emotional, and financial guidance. Confidential and judgment-free. Go to Maryhaven.com today.
Hey, it's Bobby. When it comes to tackling a project as important as your roof, you want a company that cares about the product and experience they're going to deliver. At Newman Roofing, you're more than just a number. They believe in 100% customer satisfaction. And for your roofing needs, give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Having your fantasy football league draft party at your house? Order Giannino's Family Feast and make it your fantasy football league feast. Giannino's, with locations in Pickerington and Westerville.
Summer may be slowing down, but the deals at Vivid Seats haven't. Whether it's scoring MLB tickets for a night at the ballpark or locking down the biggest matchups for the upcoming football season, Vivid Seats has you covered. With the only rewards program in the game, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats has something for every fan. Catch the deals you want for the games you crave, all backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. Good afternoon, excuse me. I'm Ryan Baker. Brian Day spoke to the media earlier today, right after training camp practice. He was asked about who will be the starting quarterback, and he said that there's still competition between Will Howard and Devin Brown. Both of them have been getting reps with the one. He likes what he's seen from Will Howard, but he is not naming a starter yet. The Cincinnati Reds play Game 4 of their series with the Miami Marlins down in Miami tonight. 6:10 first pitch. Hunter Green gets the start for the Reds. He's been really good recently. He'll take on Kyle Tucker. The Cleveland Guardians, they have an off day. They start a series with the Minnesota Twins tomorrow. Former Guardians outfielder Grady Sizemore has been named manager of the Chicago White Sox. This one's sponsored by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Good bacon there, doing it all.
I couldn't get my clip to work.
Do you want to go take two? You want to try again?
No, we're good.
Okay, you sure?
I was trying to get that Ryan Day clip in there, and it just wouldn't come up for me. So
well, we appreciate you saying excuse me. That was very nice of you.
Oh, that was just saying good morning.
I walked back into the studio, and the first words I hear are, "Excuse me, I'm Ryan Baker." I didn't hear them.
He thought that you were not a man of the people there.
That's what happens when you just read the teleprompter.
I had an old, or...
You got a problem with what I'm saying? Untie your tongue and you come out here and talk, huh?
Exactly. There was an old sportscaster that I was interning for, and he told me, if you screw up, don't say excuse me. Just say the word rather.
Ooh.
Try that.
Ooh.
Try that next
time. To do that.
Yeah.
Rather.
Yeah.
Not morning, afternoon.
Just rather. Right.
I like that.
It's a nice little soft segue from a screw up that really doesn't draw attention on it too much.
There are some times that I don't acknowledge my screw ups.
Sometimes, as in most?
Most times what I'll do is just plow through. So, let me read this sentence right here, and I'll show you how I do it on air. Coming up next, Rothman and I saw on the fan. And I just plow through. And if you didn't know what I meant, you know what? Here's the soundbite.
I don't have that many bloopers in my former TV career, but I have one really good one.
Ooh.
And it was live.
Okay.
Like out in the field, I meant, not in the studio. And would you guys like to hear it?
Of course.
Okay.
What is that, the ultimate tease? And then you weren't going to say
I just
it?
thought if you weren't that interested, I would just, as you say, plow through it. So I'm out interviewing. They had a tennis tournament, and it was a high school state tournament. And I said, well, let me go cover that. I've played in those types of events. And I was interviewing, it was sectionals, and I was interviewing two high school players that were playing against each other. So I was, kind of the middleman there and interviewing them pre-match. And it was back in the day where this was the 90s. Mm-hmm. So the kids would call home and say, hey, I'm going to be on the news. Tape it. Yeah. Where now everything, you can probably find anything you want.
Well, there are people that still to this day, not to sidebar, but say like, I'll DVR it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So they called home and said, hey, tape it. Anthony Rothman's here. He's doing a live interview. I'm going to be on the news. I said, yeah, definitely call it home and tell him you're going to be on.
Mm-hmm.
So we come out and do the live shot. I interview the players, and I wanted to get people out to the matches. So I said, why don't you come out and see? We're going to have some great live, action here. Instead of saying sectionals, I said sexual. And so I said, come out to the matches. There's going to be some great live sexual action.
And the amount of people that showed up to that match.
It was amazing. Absolutely. They didn't know what was happening. And so that's one of them, at least that sticks to me.
One that sticks out to me is there was a big trophy. We were at this championship game at my last market, and the trophy was on the ground, and I wanted to pick it up, but it was so much heavier than I had anticipated. And so we're live on air, and I went.
What you want to do is you want to put all of it into your lower back.
Yeah.
Take your legs completely out of the equation.
Just right there.
What you want to do is lift in a quick twisting motion.
Yeah. And so I picked it up, and I couldn't pick it up. And so I looked right at the camera, dead serious, and I said, I'm so sorry, guys, I can't get it up. Mm-hmm. And then I took a pause, and we all just moved on with our lives.
I heard there
like
are
a dry
remedies.
rub.
What? What'd you just say?
I said I heard
like
there.
There are remedies. I hear the remedies on this radio station a lot.
Like a dry rub.
Is that what you guys were saying? Oh, my goodness. Was it worth it?
Was it worth it?
Yeah, just for the laugh.
Hey, everything's worth it for the laugh.
The beauty of it is there's some kid with a VHS tape of me saying, come on out for some live sexual action out here. And it's never really surfaced, I don't think. Maybe one day it will.
Challenge accepted.
The same question I'm asking the NFL teams, was it worth it? The Giants and Lions have each been fined $200,000 for a series of fights that have gone on during the joint practices they held earlier this week at the Giants training camp facility. There were several fights within certain teams. We've seen it, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, several. And the NFL is confirming these fines. And what they write to them is that fighting and unprofessional conduct at joint practices would not be tolerated at joint practices. I look at it this way. It's like that line out of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You left beer on a vibrating bed. What did you think was going to happen? You're bringing in two teams that are sick of hitting each other. They finally get an opponent. Guys are trying to make the team. They're playing through the whistle. Somebody's feelings get hurt. Somebody holds a block too long. Somebody gets a hand in a face mask, and it's on. And there are plenty of fights. The one thing that you cannot do, and we've seen this, is don't swing a helmet at somebody.
No, you can't do that. I don't hate training camp fights.
I don't think the coaches secretly probably don't hate.
Have you seen the video of Mike Tomlin? For those of you that haven't seen it, there's a fight between Pittsburgh Steelers, and in the background, Mike Tomlin is cheesing. He's loving every minute of it. I think you want to see your team fired up. I mean, even Ryan in college today was asked about the jawing. You want that. He said, we're going to stay on our sidelines. I think what you don't want, and I kind of agree with the NFL, is don't go after the other team. Just keep it within your own team. You want to be fired up, you want to talk trash, that's fine.
Not realistic.
Well,
keep it within your own team.
Because then that becomes a different thing because you don't know how they're going to react, and then their teammates going to react, and that's how you end up in a big brawl that the NFL's got to get involved in. Do whatever you want, but don't get in. I understand what you're saying, but
I think the fines are. You can't really police this stuff. I think individuals who swing helmets, those guys should get fined.
You can't have a weapon.
Like, it's just stupid.
And even stupider than that, quit punching people with helmets on.
Yeah. Well, it tells me, yeah, exactly. Well, who's the guy? It's Malik Neighbors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't have those guys. It's like it's Bull Durham, You get in a fight with a drunk guy, don't lose your pitching hand.
No.
Like, this is not. But when I saw that thing that they were fining them and that the NFL feels like somehow they can control this, yet they're having joint practices, let the teams police themselves to some degree.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I mean, I don't think the fines do anything anyway. I mean, it's just an arbitrary number.
Well, yeah, it goes to the owner. I don't think they're not passing it on to the players.
The guy that swings the punch isn't getting a bill at his locker. They're moving on with their lives.
Yeah, I don't see this being a huge deal. I know Floria was talking about on Pro Football Talk that. Now, I'm not denying there are risks. There are risks in fighting, but it's all on emotion. These aren't planned. Lions aren't saying, hey, we're going to the Giants. Guess what?
We're going to start swinging.
We're going to fight, right? This is not that situation. So I was a little surprised to see these training camp fights. Part of it is the grind, the frustration of the practices, all that. But you bring two teams together like that, it'd be like if you had some sort of little joint practice with Channel 6 or Channel 4. You never know what's going to happen. Someone gets thrown into a chain link fence.
Oh, if we had a joint practice, we'd sit there, we'd sing Kumbaya, hold hands, maybe some marshmallows.
We used to play Sunday football against other stations when I was at 6.
Did you ever play against Dom?
He never played, I don't think. I don't think he showed up. And there was a sportscaster named David Thompson and we had a guy, my producer, Jim Grogan. This was basically what I would call two-hand shove.
Okay.
Not two-hand touch.
I like that. So you gotta move them a little bit.
Just two-hand shove.
Yeah,
no, you're allowed to move them. You don't have to.
Okay.
You're just allowed to. And he was sprinting out to the right side, and we were at a school, and it was two-hand shoved him right into a chain link fence, and it was on. I mean, it was a nice little brawl. And that's good. That's what you want to have.
You guys had a full Anchorman
We had
moment.
a full Anchorman thing going.
Brick killed a guy.
There was no PBS there. There was no Spanish language TV. But it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, Clay looked right at you and said, Rothman, you might want to lay low for a while.
No such things as a late hit in a good TV football game.
That's phenomenal. I would love a nice softball league between all the TVs.
We had that. That was forever.
Okay.
Parker Roses. We were doing that every week.
I've heard a lot of stories from Lascelles about the old softball games.
We had every station had a team in the league.
Okay.
Yeah. It was co-ed, though.
Was it radio stations, too?
I don't remember.
Because I think
I've
heard stories of Shark being a power hitter in that thing.
Yeah, I didn't. We didn't pay attention to the radio stations.
I have wanted to be a part of a softball league for so long. But, I want to do it, with the work. I don't want to just join a softball league with two buddies and then you're playing with 15 people you don't know. And I'm convinced they don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
nobody
pitch,
does.
Co-ed softball.
It's so fun.
Guys rounding second, hear a pop in your knee, all that good stuff, right?
Drill Baker with a softball. Sorry, didn't mean to. And, it just seems great.
Somebody throws at somebody, but it was soft. It was slow pitch, so
shoving people into chain link fences. It's just life out there in the big city.
Yeah, I think we played at Whetstone, Parker Roses, and we played on the weekend. We all had different time, and we showed up at all different fields, and sometimes with the Burliner. It was awesome. It was a good time.
You want to start one right now?
No, I'm done with that. But
wow, see, that's what everybody says.
No, you do it amongst your TV people. We'll come out. We'll cheer you on.
Will you cheer me on? Have a couple of beverages?
You could get Tyvus to play, I think.
Okay, I'm going to build a team. But then we got to have an opponent to play, and you don't want to play the same opponent every week.
Is Tyvus that bad at softball? Didn't you give us the over-under on his strikeouts or something in a slow-pitch softball game?
No, I've never doubted Tyvus's batting ability. I just doubted his fielding ability.
Really? I would think.
Because I saw him overrun a fly ball, and it dropped 2 feet, 3 feet behind him.
Was this Cardell Jones?
The outfield.
Yeah.
If you've never played the outfield, that's the depth and all that. That's a craft. People don't realize that.
I'll say it, gentlemen. What none of us will say is that we all miss elementary school gym. It was fun. Every day you're playing a new sport. You're playing dodgeball. You're playing football. You're playing basketball.
You're painting a way too good picture of that. It was mostly a lot of climbing the rope to the top, that kind of stuff. Pegboards and stuff.
Well, you went to elementary school. Didn't you have chalkboards at your desk, and it was like one schoolhouse? Isn't that what you were dealing with?
Chalkboards at your desk?
It was an old joke.
Different out in Gahanna.
Yeah, I don't know where. I don't know. It sounds like.
Do we have a swing and a miss soundbite?
Very special over there.
Adam, I got to be honest. I played softball in our alumni tournament 2 weekends ago, and I'm perfectly okay not playing kindergarten recess games anymore. I'm good.
We used to play. Listen, the best recess game was Red Rover.
That's because they're just running at each other.
I know, but you have to hold hands. Somebody gets a hyperextension of the elbow, or
somebody dies.
You got to roll through some. Wasn't that a great game? What about Capture the Flag?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those kind of games, man. When was the last time you played Capture the Flag?
I don't think we were doing a lot of that in regular elementary gym.
I guess maybe not. Just elementary school recess
Dodgeball
or
was
whatever.
great.
Like that kind of stuff.
Can't hit a kid in the face or the head, but you did.
Once a year, we should have an adult field day where we all take the day off. President's Day. We'll all meet at a local park and just have a great time.
Dodgeball would be good.
Dodgeball would be a lot of fun.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
Absolutely. Dodge, duck, dive, dip, and dodge.
No, but it's sterile, and I like the taste.
Yeah. Good movie.
I got Baker laughing.
Pretty good movie. Fairly rewatchable because of
great.
Stiller. But I don't know where that would rank for me right now.
I think it's probably top 2 Vince Vaughn movies. Wedding Crasher 1, that too.
No, Swingers is better.
No, I love Dodgeball.
It's good.
Every line is quotable.
He's playing himself in that movie a lot. He's playing, he's the normal guy of everybody, gets the girl in the end, the only guy that can catch the dodgeball, the one that kind of, You know, I don't know. I don't think there are a lot of good Vince Vaughn movies. I don't think that's
Out for Love.
Vince Vaughn always reminds me of our buddy Josh Glenn.
Really?
I think Vince Vaughn plays himself in every single movie.
Agree with that too.
That's my point. But I don't. I'll tell you what. I'll look and we'll do a little ranking on that. Maybe a top 5.
All right,
see if
sounds
we
good.
agree. When we come back, pre-snap reads. Adam Schefter was on the program this week. The Browns' chance of still landing Ayuk. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Common Man has spent the past 18 years telling you how much he hates people. And yes, that probably means you, too. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Ah, the sounds of back to school time. There's plenty to about this time of year, so let Cane's take something off your plate by putting something on it, like hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
There's never a good time for your furnace or air conditioner to stop working, but we're honored that for the past 100 years, Atlas Butler customers have relied on us the night before Thanksgiving, the day before their wedding, and even Christmas morning for fast, convenient service. Your trust means everything. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180. Between increased flexibility, strength, and endurance, breaking 100, 90, or even 80 could be just 40 pounds away. Get there this summer with the solution for weight loss, Awaken180weightloss.com.
Bobby Carpenter was determined to get relief for his dad, Rob. Years of college and pro football had taken a toll on Rob's joints. Bobby trusted his dad's care to QC Kinetics and their game-changing regenerative pain treatments.
It's been great to watch him improve. This stuff wasn't available 20 years ago, and how we've been able to kind of hone in and be able to fix the body in a more natural way as opposed to just cutting on it all the time. It's pretty terrific.
QC Kinetics. They take your body's own healing properties, concentrate them, and apply to areas in pain like knees, shoulders, hips, and back. And the results?
He's like, well, it doesn't hurt to go down the stairs anymore. I'm like, well, that's the positive.
Relief. Without any joint replacements, harmful steroids, or medications. The natural way at QC Kinetics. Don't wait. Call to see if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. Again, 380-208-4544. Get rid of your joint pain with QC Kinetics.
We don't talk politics on the Fan. Instead, you'll hear us talk about the Ohio State Buckeyes, the NFL, food, family, and fun. We're your safe space. Except when Common Man violates it by playing fart noises. The Fan, Ohio's politics-free destination.
Hey, it's Bobby. When it comes to tackling your project as important as your roof, you want a company that cares about the product and experience they're going to deliver. At Newman Roofing, you're more than just a number. They believe in 100% customer satisfaction. And for your roofing needs, give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF or NewmanRoofing.com.
End the summer with Zoombezi Bay. Soak up the sunshine and dive into an unforgettable experience for the whole family. Get your tickets now and make your final splash at ZoombeziBay.com.
August may seem like the end of summer. It also means the beginning of a lot of things, like back to school, festivals, football. At Buckeye Lake Marina, it means the August savings days are upon us. Get huge discounts on all of the new and used boats that they didn't sell. Every pontoon, tri-toon, sport boats, even fishing boats are ready for you. Save thousands on demo models that have been used all summer to show off amazing features. Some have never even been in the water. Take advantage of the August savings days at Buckeye Lake Marina. Their summer hours continue through the entire month of August. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for details.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Trust
trust. Not everyone deserves it. Not everyone should have it. It needs to be earned. Your trust. And when it comes to accurate information about Ohio's safe and secure elections, where should you turn? VoteOhio.gov. VoteOhio.gov is the source for providing you with the facts and real information about elections. So no matter where you are, what you do, or who you choose, get the real facts about Ohio's elections. VoteOhio.gov, your trusted elections source. Sponsored by the Ohio Secretary of State, Frank LaRose.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to check in on the weather report. Today, partly cloudy with a high around 89. Tonight, we'll see a few showers early. Otherwise, a dry evening with a low around 68. 85 and partly cloudy on your Friday, and then 80 and sunny on your Saturday. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, first a little Bet365 time. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Where's our $5 going tonight? Preseason football?
USA basketball starts in just 40 minutes.
What do we got?
I like Nikola Jokic, the star of the show for Serbia, leading scorer of the game, the entire game. He's plus 150 on it. I think that's a good bet. I think that's
good value.
Good value. You can get Jokic
volume shooting.
I think the USA, they like to spread guys around. They're not. You're not going to have the USA lead that game. Serbia, they want to win this semifinal. They're going to lean a lot on their guy.
Yeah, and they may be able to really defend against him though, and let others beat him. But I'll ride with you on that.
All right,
not too bad. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365, the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. And you can download the Bet365 app today. You have to be 21 or older, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
So you just pilfered my inaugural Blue Jackets hat off my desk.
Listen, we got hats to wear, okay?
It has a signature on it, too.
Does it?
It does. Dave King.
Hey, it's my
first
dad.
Coach. The first coach.
It's my
not
dad.
Your dad.
Dave King.
I didn't let your dad sign it. Your dad coached the Jackets the inaugural season?
Abe Lincoln, Dave King.
He's got a lot. Your dad coached the Jackets to 14 wins in 2002?
King Louis II. I mean, it's all in there. It's I got a lot of people there.
What about the Burger King?
We don't talk about him. There's a lot of issues. He's a second cousin removed. We don't talk about the Burger King. Please don't bring that up again. Thank you very much.
All right, let's get to Adam Schefter real fast. So this is yesterday. You weren't here to hear it.
Just to be clear.
Yeah?
I could have been listening. I wasn't, but I could have been.
Thanks. We appreciate that. I asked him about Ayuk and what's going on and why not Cleveland. It sounds like it was all there for the taking.
They don't want to give away the player for 75 cents in the dollar. That's not what they want to do. They don't want to give away the player without getting a player back that could help replace that guy. But the opportunities out there that exist don't necessarily include that. So it's complicated. Again, could they solve it in a matter of hours? Yes, they could.
Where do you believe he wants to play? Do you believe that he turned down Cleveland? Or do you think because if the framework was there, then he turned down Cleveland? Or maybe Cleveland wouldn't pay him what he wanted. What do you understand about the Brown situation right now? Do they not want to pay him what he wants, or does he just not want to go to Cleveland?
I think Brandon Ayuk has been very selective in how he has approached this. And I think that he has been very specific in the place. It's not that he doesn't want to play somewhere so much as there are certain places he does want to play. I think he does want to play in Pittsburgh. He has publicly said that himself in social media. He's talked about Mike Tomlin. I think that there's a part of him that still would like to stay in San Francisco. The problem is there's been so much that has transpired that's become more and more difficult. Like, this is a deal that could have and should have been done. At one point, it looked like the two sides were getting a deal done in the offseason, and then it didn't get done. And here we are, where all this other scar tissue, if you will, has built up and complicated the situation and turned it into a real-life soap opera.
Why does he want to go to Pittsburgh? They don't have anything solidified at quarterback. If he wanted money only, he could have gotten that in New England. Not that I guess he wanted to go there, their quarterback situation. Why? Why not stay in San Fran, make $26 million a year? Go ahead, Adam.
I don't think Brandon Ayuk is worth all this talk. That's my hot take for the day. There you have it. I think he's good. I think treating Brandon Ayuk like he's going to come in and save your football team, I think is way overdone. I think there's a reason the Niners are okay with him leaving. I think they know that they have reached his peak value right now. It's not going to get any higher. I don't think he's going to go anywhere and be a guy. I mean, what they want for him is a wide receiver one top tier. That's not what he is. And that's not what he's going to be. And I know it's a hot take, and I know there are a lot of Browns fans that would love to have him. Yeah. And I'm sure he would go there and be great. I don't think you want to give up Cooper to take Ayuk.
Why?
I think if you could get them both, it'd be great.
Why? Coop's 30 years old.
That's great.
Ayuk's 26.
I think I'd rather have Cooper for this season. I think Ayuk, yes, long-term, if I'm building a dynasty league in fantasy football, I want Ayuk. But I think this idea that Brandon Ayuk has somehow become a top-tier wide receiver when he hasn't proved it on the field. He's been good, but I've said he's not even the wide receiver one on his own team. He's behind Debo.
Well, there were just so many options on that team. That's why. I don't think that. No, I think he's really creative. I think he's crafty with the ball after he catches it. I think he's amazing after the catch. He's got power. He breaks tackles. He's got speed. I don't know what you guys are looking at. He's reliable. What's the problem?
For my liking, I think he's a little inconsistent. I think he has monster games and then he disappears for a few weeks. He was better last year, no doubt. He was better last year. For the Browns, though, I don't think Ayuk and Jerry Jeudy. Now, Ayuk's better than Jeudy, but I think they bring a lot of the same things to the table. So I would definitely rather have Cooper and Jerry Jeudy than Ayuk and Jeudy, two guys that are pretty similar.
I will say this. I've never stood on a stage and given a speech with a bunch of people watching and like cheering me on. But boy, having Baker root me on through that monologue was the greatest moment of my life. I could have gone for an hour and a half. I get it now.
His arms in the air.
Oh, he was cheering. I'm ready.
I just don't love Ayuk either.
I think he was. We couldn't hear him unless he had the mic on, but I think it sounded a little bit like this.
That's what it felt like.
That's Saturday, AR.
That's right. Sunday afternoons.
I was ready to get up on this chair and keep speaking.
Those are your pre-snap reads. All right, my top 5 Vince Vaughn movies of all time.
Okay, here we go.
If we agree. Wedding Crashers.
Number 1, we agree on. Check.
Swingers.
No. I got Old School.
I have Old School 3rd.
Baker?
I like Old School.
Okay.
It's a good one.
4th.
Well, my 3rd is Dodgeball, which you've disrespected to the point that I won't stand for.
Outside the top 5.
That's ridiculous. You said 3rd school, Old School for
Remember, we're not ranking movies. We're ranking him in the movie.
Okay, and he made that.
Not that good in Dodgeball.
Are you arguing that
Ben Stiller steals Dodgeball? He's not. His character in Dodgeball has no range at all. It's nothing.
Now I got to go back and watch the movie.
The Breakup.
He's very good in that.
He's very good in The Breakup.
4.
I was between The Breakup and Couples Retreat.
That's number 5 for me.
So I put that at 5. 4 for me is The Internship. And listen, if you're a listener out there, it doesn't get
The Internship is so good.
It doesn't get the love it deserves.
So we're going to say no to love?
It is such a good movie. It's phenomenal. And it has somewhere gotten lost in the ether of movies. Go watch it. Go find it. It's great.
So I have Wedding Crashers, Swingers, Old School, The Breakup, and Couples Retreat as my top 5. Outside the 5, 4 Christmases, Dodgeball, and The Internship.
You're leaving me in the trenches taking grenades, John. It's one of my favorite things to say.
What was a better comedic duo Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn or Chris Farley and David Spade?
Ooh, I got to give it to Farley and Spade. It's hard to top that.
Yeah, that comedy was better. The lines in Wedding Crasher are better. I said this when I was hosting with Bo. I said this to him. I came in one day and I said the 20, I even timed it. I said, I think it was the 22 and a half minutes or whatever it is, from the time they get off the boat to the time he's walking that painting down. It was a gift, Todd. I'm keeping it. The time they're walking the painting back down the driveway is the funniest 20 some odd minutes in movie history. Like as far as length of time. There's other better ones. I mean, like old school, like Animal House. I mean, there's stuff that lasts. But that segment of time in that movie, I remember saying is the best from that point.
I think the hardest that I've ever laughed at a movie scene, I don't know, this is the car crash scene in Tommy Boy. Might like just Spade and Farley together. It's just phenomenal.
Richard. All right, we come back and we take you back to practice. Ryan Day spoke about Will Howard. Where has he improved the most since the spring? Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Common Man here for Choice Cabinet. Contractors, builders, apartment managers, I'm talking to you. You've all been using the same old cabinet vendors for too long. I want to introduce you to Choice Cabinet. They are new to Central Ohio, and they want your business. Family owned and operated by the Laurinaitis. Yes, cousins to that guy. Kitchens, closets, pantries, laundry rooms, mud rooms, 60,000 all-wood cabinets in stock. Call my guys today, 216-378-9313, or go to choicecabinet.com.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to ColumbusMen'sClinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Book your appointment now.
Spectrum delivers with fast and reliable internet. And with Spectrum One, you get even more. Spectrum Internet, so you can work, game, and stream with speeds up to a gig. Plus advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and one Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line, both free for 12 months. Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and mobile. Get it all together with Spectrum One, starting at just $49.99 a month. Visit Spectrum.com for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Restrictions apply.
Wouldn't it be fun if we went back and aired old Buckeye games where they kicked the crap out of people? It's happening, baby. Join Timmy Hall for Buckeye Replay, Saturday at 1.
This week, Ohio State and UCLA from 1999.
The Fan.
Hi, Bob and Teresa Capace here. Anniversaries are a big deal and meant to be celebrated.
Join us for our 24th anniversary at Worthington Jewelers. Enjoy 10 to 60% off to celebrate this event, August 15th through the 17th.
Worthington Jewelers, your local hometown jeweler.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet and start the new year with good feet and get healthy in 2024. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again?
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you need a new roof but you're not sure you can afford it, no problem. Right now, Able Roof is offering no payments, no interest until 2026 for qualified buyers. Yep, that's the same Able Roof that's been voted the #1 roofing company in Columbus by Consumer Choice Awards 22 years in a row. Want more? Able Roof will give you up to $1,000 off a new roof, siding, or windows. This is a limited time offer, so call Able Roof today.
Call
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Murphy Tractor and Equipment is your source for John Deere construction equipment rental. We rent high-quality equipment and attachments with add-on options in TopCon precision construction technology. Whether you need 1 week or 6 months, we rent a variety of equipment to help you get the job done. All our rental equipment is fully serviced, fueled, and ready to get to work. Let Murphy Tractor be your first choice for your construction equipment rental needs. Visit us online at murphytractor.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Show's officially off the rails. Now you have my Viking drinking hat on.
You started this. I will finish it.
Yeah, and I'm getting you to the finish line with the 3 hats that I have on my desk.
Yeah, it's very nice of you.
That now have to be deloused.
Yeah, it's not great. I didn't tell you I had bed bugs, did I?
I enjoy all animals.
So he's moving.
Maddie killed a spider the other day in the corner. I said, let me give him a chance.
Oh, no.
I said, okay, an ant maybe, but let me help that little spider outside. He wouldn't let me, and I thought that was kind of more than cruel. We have, you got to be cruel to be kind, apparently. Sports reporter at 10 TV, our friend Nicole Sheeran with us, affectionately known as Eddie Ballgame on this show. Eddie Sheeran. How are the folks doing?
The folks are great. They actually kind of, well, they're the MVPs. They're having to help me move about 500 times. So I think I owe them my life by this point. They're going to be coming to Columbus.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You probably wouldn't be here without them. They probably are a big part of that.
Fair enough. They're coming in 2 weeks.
So you've been sitting side by side with this guy for a while. You ready to quit yet?
Yeah, I just turned my stuff in.
I was going to say
it's been
a good run.
It was a good 2 weeks.
It was nice knowing y'all. Yeah,
it was a good 2 weeks.
So you're a Georgia girl. We've talked about that on the show before. So give me your sense of now covering Ohio State. Just the comparisons, just how it feels to you, how it looks to you.
It's been a blast. I have loved. I mean, I'm the kind of person I love meeting new people. So just kind of getting to meet all the guys.
You hear that, randos? She likes meeting new people.
That is, Rothman has never heard that in his life. People walk up and say hi to Rothman, and he turns and goes down the other direction.
That's true.
No, but it's been really fun just getting to meet all the guys, the coaches, the other media people covering the team. It's fun in this job to learn a whole new team with a whole new roster. And I got so comfortable covering Baylor, which is where I was before, and Georgia before that. But now I'm really pushing myself to, cover a team with a lot of hype around it. That makes it even more fun. So it's been great. I've loved it so far.
Ryan Day spoke today. We'll let you hear a little bit of what he had to say when he talked about Will Howard and what he believes he has improved upon.
This preseason, you've noticed a total command of the offense. He's put some work in, I think, this summer, not only on his body, and by the way, I think it was 2% body fat that he changed, and so that part was big, but also just understanding of the offense. He's worked on his throwing mechanics, but if you just said, give me the one thing that looks different this preseason, it's his command of the offense, the way that he's making decisions, and his movement.
He's taking all the first team reps, you said. Didn't 7-on-7, 11-on-11.
Didn't comment on your 2% body fat loss there, Rothman. A little hurtful, honestly.
It's kind of rude.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's because I'm more close to 0%. So,
yeah. So, what do you? I mean, Nicole, you got a chance to be out at practice. Got to see the tail end. What do you think out there today? Will again getting a lot of the reps with the ones.
Will again getting a lot of reps with the ones. Devin Brown definitely getting in there too. And Day said it today that Will and Devin are kind of not splitting one reps, but he is hopping in there with Will. It's not just the Howard show in that regard. But, I mean, you can just tell from watching that guy for 5 minutes, he knows how to use his legs. It's so obvious. He's not afraid to do it. We've talked to him about it before. He's the kind of quarterback where you won't even think, you know how some quarterbacks you kind of get nervous of like, oh gosh, now they have to run and chaos is going to happen. He knows exactly what he's doing.
David, on Kyle McCord all day.
But I don't feel that way at all. And you just have to watch him for 5 minutes at practice, and you can notice that.
You've sat in front of Devin Brown. We did quarterbacks the other day, and you've seen. Do these guys think they have does Devin think he has a shot at this? What is he just putting on a good face? Does he? Because you heard Ryan say that, there's the competition there. I'm not going to announce a front runner or a starter yet, but every time the quarterback generalities come up, he goes right to Will. How are you reading Devin right now? His poker face.
So that was when I sat down with him. That was the first time I'd met him. Great guy, great personality, great attitude. Honestly, you don't get the impression that he's competing for a starting spot. You get the impression that he's having a really great time with the guys. He's learning a lot. He really likes Will. They have a great relationship. They're learning from each other, he says. He really likes that they're kind of sharing those reps, and he sees certain aspects of his game that he wants to incorporate into his own game. So I don't sit there thinking that this guy is, going up against Will Howard and I'm competitive and I don't want to talk to him. He's my competition. You don't get that whatsoever. I mean, I think it's a competition every day. Whether there's a starter named, the competition never really ends at the end of the day. You're still going to compete for that starting job. You never know what's going to happen. And God forbid injuries would ever occur, but you never know when your name's going to be called. So you have to be ready when that time comes.
That's interesting to me, though, because you're right. They could say it in a half a sentence like that, yep, we're all getting along. I love the quarterback room, but we're all obviously after the same thing. But it does sound to me like he's a little more of at peace with, I know what I'm up against. I wanted to be here. That's all that was important to me, whether they went out and got this guy or not, as I'm going to be part of this, hopefully a championship run here. You sense the same thing?
I would say they are genuine friends, which I think is really cool. I they, yes, compete on the field. Yes, they help each other on the field, which what a lot of guys say when they're in QB competitions is, we like they're buddies. They hang out. And one of, we've seen them outside of football a couple times. And when you do, they're always together. It's not forced. And I sometimes get a little tired of that stuff when it comes to a QB competition, because at the end of the day, of course you want to be the starter. Yeah. But to see them actually work hand in hand, and the one thing, and I think I've said it on this show before, if you don't spend every day around these Buckeyes and see these guys, the one thing you should know is that they're all genuinely good guys. Like, they're just having a good time. You look at Trey and Quinshawn, you look at the wide receiver room. Yes, they all want to be on the field, but they genuinely just want to win. I mean, there was a Buckeye I was talking to yesterday, and I said, how are you feeling going into the season? He said, I don't care how much I'm on the field. I just want to get this done.
You protecting his name for some reason?
Protecting his name.
I mean, did he say something that was so derogatory?
One Buckeye.
There's this guy who said he wants to win.
Yeah.
He's here to win.
It's because he
didn't want me to give out his identity.
Yeah,
he thought the coaches might frown upon that.
Frown upon him wanting to win. I'm sorry. I'm losing a lot of my mental status with this Vikings helmet on my head, and it's
excuses.
I'm very sweaty now. The sweating has started.
By the way, you were right about one thing today.
Thank you for that.
Only one.
Only one. 3-hour show. Only one thing.
He was right about one thing. He said in the beginning it was going to start to smell in here at some point, and even Torts said it.
I'll tell you right now, this room smells of BO.
It does. I came in the last segment.
Me?
No, she wasn't in here yet.
I smell like daisies and roses.
That's right.
Daisies. All I'm saying is
at least lilacs is something better than you.
If you're smelling like BO, I have deodorant in my drawer. If you want to use it.
Are we sure that's not the Viking helmet?
It might be the Viking helmet.
No. I walked in here before they were in here, and I'm like, wow, he was right.
Yeah.
It's coming from that
80 degrees in this room.
You're the only one sweating, though.
I can't help it. I'm a sweater. Get me my fan. Get me my fan.
Wait, Adam, I did see your little personal fan on your desk yesterday.
Yes, I was wearing that on air when we started.
I can see you glistening. You're sweating.
I am sweating.
He wears that around his neck for live shots, apparently.
That's embarrassing. I don't want to be around you when you do that.
Well, I'm surprised you don't have someone there personally fanning you.
Well, I tried
like
that.
Little,
they wouldn't put him on the payroll. It was called an intern, and then things got messy, and so then we're not allowed interns anymore.
Sort of stuff.
It was actually called Nicole Sheeran, but then I said no.
Yeah, I thought that's what her job title was. I was very confused in the process.
Well, thanks for coming in the studio again.
I mean,
I'm sorry it smells in here.
Yeah,
I'll be going and getting deodorant.
No, I'm telling you, I invented this. What Sheeran is hearing, and
I
she
love
was
it.
hearing a lot over at practice. So
Nicole Sharon.
No, that's what your dad
Bob
says?
Sharon.
Bob Sharon.
He likes to be called Sharon. The rest
Sharon is Karen.
Sharon
That's right.
is Karen.
You stole that from the last time I said that.
I don't know. I'm very sweaty.
He is glistening.
We'll get you a
You're
towel.
stressing me out over there.
Exactly. Nicole, thank you. Nicole Sheeran, 10 TV Sports. We come back with Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Save big at Menards. Discovering the perfect paint for your home has never been easier with Zinsser Smart Coat. Plan smart with interactive tools at smartcoat.com. Buy smart in-store or online for home delivery. And paint smart with this advanced paint and primer in one. Save big on Zinsser Smart Coat at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction, according to J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Save big money at Menards.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a new golfer, think beyond the green and head over to X Golf Columbus and X Golf Powell. Come experience the most advanced and accurate golf simulators in the world at X Golf. A fun venue with great food, excellent service, and a full bar. You can play around on one of our 50 courses, take a lesson from our PGA Pro, hit the driving range, join a league, or just sit back and sip a beer on the outdoor patio. Book your tee time today at playxgolf.com. X Golf Columbus and X Golf Powell, the home of indoor golf.
Most businesses have one tagline.
How boring is that?
Which is why at Sunny Street Cafe, we've got 7.
Yes, please.
Like our number 6.
Sunny Street Cafe, the fancy pancake place.
Amazing fancy.
Now with 8 locations.
Hot under the collar? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix that fast. 1-800-COOLING.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver. Leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, it's some of our best of interviews with names like Nick Faldo, Johnny Miller, Ben Crenshaw, Hale Irwin, and more.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick. Presented by X Golf. Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Consider yourself a bourbon connoisseur? At Twin Peaks, we are proud to offer an exclusive and extensive collection of some incredibly rare bourbons, whiskeys, and tequilas. Plus, check out our barrel selects that are handpicked by our team and bottled just for you. Cheers!
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they're also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years, and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
When there's a United Dairy Farmers nearby, made from scratch ice cream is too. Stop by while 2-dip cones are buy one, get one free. All flavors, including peach and cookies and cream. UDF ice cream, made for you.
Oh no, this storm really did a number on my roof.
You need to get that fixed before it gets worse.
I know, but finding a good roofing company is like finding a needle in a haystack.
Actually, there's only one good roofing company you need to know. Nitro Roofing. Family owned, specializing in residential roofing, and they finish the job quickly without cutting corners.
Wow, sounds like they're the real deal.
Absolutely. Call Nitro Roofing today. Use code TheFan10 for 10% off. Call 614-714-5693 or visit nitroroofing.com.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, Bake, take us home.
Okay, guys, today is National Pickleball Day. Tell the truth. Are you on board with this pickleball craze?
Love it. It's phenomenal. I beat my uncle and aunt at it all the time.
Oh, that's great. That's very proud of you.
I'm hoping they're listening.
Listen, I would think a guy that loved racket sports would be drawn to this. I haven't been drawn that much to it. Maybe it's the ball. Maybe it's the racket. I've done it a couple times. I don't like that I can't, hit topspin forehands and things like that. Everything is very flat. Right?
All right, Roger Federer.
No, I'm just saying. I
can't play tennis to save my life, so I love pickleball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a wood plastic racket or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ball's like a harder wiffle ball kind of deal. And so I understand why people like it. It's cool. You don't have to run that much. You get a little exercise out of it. You're outside. You're not chasing down the ball. But I just think there's part of when that ball hits the racket, I'd like to be able to do more with it. Like to hit some underspin backhands, and I just can't do it.
This is to tell the truth, right? This is the segment.
Telling you the truth.
My truth? I can't stand people who don't like pickleball.
Just find out right
Two
now.
people I can't stand. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. Right.
Gold member. We touched on this a little.
Thank you. He didn't get it. You did.
Gold member.
We touched on this a little bit earlier, though. Let's take Will Howard out of the equation. Who is the most important player on this OSU football team this year?
JT Tuimoloau. If JT Tuimoloau can be the guy we all think he is, this Buckeye defense is going to go from excellent, already great, already amazing, to another level. We haven't had dual defensive ends in a long time here that could both be top-tier first-round level. We could get that this year if JT and Jack live up to their hype, but you only said I can pick one, so JT.
It's really actually a pretty good pick.
Thank you very much.
It is, because we talked about how they need the game wreckers up there to allow this defense to just ball hawk. I could probably go to like Shabola or somebody on that right side of that offensive line that if they can shore it up, because what you don't want to hear, and there are no real holes on this team, but there's not a lot of praise yet for the right side of that offensive line.
Well, they don't know who it is.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think that whoever it is might become the most important.
I think
because if they're still looking at this point.
Yeah. I think you might be right there.
Why would you worry?
We talked about this story a little bit earlier as well, but this is Coach Prime's last year in Colorado.
It is?
Oh, I think he's asking
us. Yeah, I'm asking.
Oh, I thought you meant because he got like a 5-year contract, I thought, right?
I would say, yeah, I think this is it. And I think he knows it. One thing that the problem is this year, if it doesn't go as planned, then you can know you've got a big problem at that point. People are going to start to talk. You can build all the hype in season one and say, hey, it was our first year. If it doesn't go here, then his stock as a coach is going to start to take a tank. It's going to start to plummet.
So you're saying, well, here's the hard part. You're saying he will leave or they will make him leave?
Oh, no, I'll say he'll leave because he'll know.
This is it regardless.
Well, then it's complete departure of what he said. He said he was going to be there a decade.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Yeah. But that was weird for him to throw that out there. Why throw out that big of a number?
I mean, every
just because
coach says stuff like that.
Doesn't have any more kids he can coach?
What was it? The Texas A&M coach that said in a press conference, I am not leaving. I love these kids. And then the next day, he was buying a home in Texas. Well, he was already in Texas.
I think if that story we talked about, if there's any if that smoke turns into a little bit of a fire, then absolutely, then the pressure will mount. What are they going to win? 5 games this year? I mean, so I'm going to...
So you're not a believer in the Buffaloes?
Somebody put a bet on them to win the title, did they not? Like a $1,000 bet to win like $250,000. I can't. There was something I saw online the other day.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that this will not be his last year.
How about I'll hold on to your $1,000 and I'll see at the end of the year when they don't win.
And that, my boy, is the damn truth.
Today's fan poll sponsored by Adam King's Hats over at 971thefan.com. Where would you like the Browns to call home? A renovated stadium or a new domed stadium?
Speaking of domes, see the hats? Well done. I love those pictures that are being released of that stadium. 1,000%. That's what you want. And I'll say this to the listeners, and I love tradition and I hate change. But boy, oh boy, one step into that one step into that new dome stadium, and you'll forget anything about the old stadium. I mean, look at the Crew and historic Crew Stadium, and it's great. Lower.com blows it away, and people love it. So yes, I know it's sad. I know it's not. You don't like change, but boy, oh boy, if they could pull that off, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, the only thing you're losing is the identity, which has been fairly big for a very proud Midwestern city on the lake, and having that affect things. There's always a little bit of a badge of honor that you're tougher than most, but to me, I have seen the drawings, and I understand from their side of view, absolutely. Like, all it would take is for that thing to be built and then to walk in there and be blown away, and then it doesn't matter. I'm not going to sit here and just absolutely just scream from the top of the mountain that football has to be played outside. Obviously, I know it doesn't. But for some cities, it just feels like it's appropriate, and Cleveland does. But I certainly understand where Haslam's going with this. And they'll be able to host maybe a Super Bowl in Cleveland or Final Fours or everything else. So I understand it. Don't have to really honestly like it. A Browns buddy of mine was just saying, no, football's outside, not played in a house.
Two things real quick. One, I said all that. If you touch Ohio Stadium, I'm going to be livid. And two, I think if all the people that opposed it walked into SoFi tomorrow, they'd come back and say, yeah, all right, let's do that. Let's build that.
College football, outside. Ironically, pro football, let's do it all inside.
Don't touch Ohio Stadium.
Shall set you free.
All right, thank you. We're the best so far. We'll call you.
Ace Ventura.
It's a nice audition.
Top 5. Is that what we're doing now? Oh, the show is over?
The show is over.
Oh, I thought we were doing more.
And now they
Jim
have
Carrey
to get
5.
the Febreze in here.
Listen, I brought the deodorant. I brought the deodorant
yes.
and the cologne.
Old Spice and cologne. Yeah. Great mixture.
Yeah. Good luck there, Common Man. It's going to smell delightful.
All right. They are up next. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan. This is a Fan Action Update.
We have some football tonight. 2 preseason games on the schedule. The Giants host the Lions. The Giants are minus 190 on the money line and are a 3.5-point favorite. In the other preseason game, the Patriots are minus 310 favorites against the Panthers. Carolina's a 6.5-point underdog in that one. An interesting one tomorrow night. The Steelers are a 2.5-point underdog to the Texans. For your action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Experience a piece of history this September and pay tribute to those that have served in the Vietnam War. Delaware County Veterans Services invites you to visit the Wall That Heals from September 12th through the 15th at Havener Park in Liberty Township. Witness the official 3/4 scale replica of the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C. The Wall That Heals is free and open to the public 24 hours a day until 2 p.m. on the 15th. For volunteering opportunities and to learn more, please visit thewallthathealsohio.com.
Pain from arthritis is just awful. Constant pain. It robs you of so much of the stuff you love to do. But there are effective ways to deal with that pain. My dad and I can both tell you we were able to get relief without medication or surgery. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Listen, there are exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. The place to go, QC Kinetics, right here in Columbus, Ohio. Dr. Ray Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics utilize cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat the pain, enhance your joints, and restore your mobility. Surgery and pain pills, they're not the only option. My dad and I went there. We feel so much better. He's able to move around and walk like he wants to. I'm able to go out and run and do the things that I enjoy. So here's the great thing. Give him a call at 380-208-4544. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have 3 offices in Dublin, Gahanna, and Grove City.
Check out the all-new John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram facility in Heath and experience the difference. We're your exclusive AgPack dealer, offering up to $30,000 in savings and benefits. And if you're tired of waiting at the dealership for service, take advantage of our service made simple with Carvenience or mobile service. Home of the lifetime powertrain guarantee and one of the largest selections in Central Ohio. John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 79 in Heath, or HindererCDJR.com. We love what moves you.
Welcome to Reverse Aesthetics. Our medical weight loss program includes popular medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, both of which are supercharged by our body sculpting treatments. For only $2.99 per month, under the supervision of our board-certified medical doctor, Reverse Aesthetics can help you achieve your weight loss goals while tracking progress quarterly. We have plenty of inventory and can begin treatment within 48 hours of your consult. Schedule now at reverse-aesthetics.com or call us at 614-656-4000.
Ah, the sounds of summer. The crack of a bat, the splash of a pool, and the dreaded silence of a broken AC. No, don't sweat it. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling Team for an AC tune-up. Schedule a visit today and stay cool all summer long. All set. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling Team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better